Well, well, well. Here we are, once again. Back into the thick of it. Ah, yes. We're waiting on a couple individuals to join us. We will have the potential of a new player joining our little escapades here. Otherwise, we'll have our four ne'er do wells here to push forward amongst the gloom. Hernder. Here. Looks like Mr. Rage is here. Welcome. So, while we're just kind of waiting for everything to kind of kick over,
Can you hear me?
Yes, there you are.
Cool.
Okay, getting final preparations done here. Does anyone have anything fun planned for the holiday?
Well, I'm going to drink.
I
Specifically,
kind
I'm
of have
going
an
to get
announcement.
drunk.
Oh, you have an announcement?
Yeah, it kind of bittersweet.
Ah,
Um, I'm gonna have to either withdraw or take a couple month hiatus away from this.
that's fair.
I got a job offer in Tampa, so I got to move 2 hours away.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and the wife's gonna kind of travel back and forth for a little bit until she can find a job up there. So it's gonna be me playing single dad for a while, and you know, can't have it that the missus comes home on a Friday and then I'm playing D&D instead of spending time with her.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's fair.
You can just ether your children, you know.
If that were legal, yeah, that'd be. I would have done it a long time ago, dude.
Yeah. But no, it's if you want to take a hiatus, that's fine. I'd rather you not withdraw. I'd rather you just take the break and focus on your life and come back when you're ready.
Yeah, I just don't know when, you know, because I'm hoping it's only gonna be like a couple months, but it could be longer. Like I
If
have no
it's
idea.
longer, then I just keep you up to date on what goes on. And if when you do come back and the campaign's still going and they haven't finished it, we'll just bullshit some filler of where you went, make sure you're up to the level cap of where you're supposed to be, and then stick you right back into the shit.
That works for me. I didn't want it to be like
No,
I didn't
no.
want to be selfish about it. So
No, you taking a hiatus from it is not going to be selfish because that's just the way the cookie crumbles, especially when you're getting job and area and you have to move and it's juggling and it's logistics and it's like I
yeah,
get it. So I'd rather you do that than withdrawing because then at that point if something does come up where you're like, "Oh shit, I actually have time to jump in." You know, I have a chance for like this one weekend in the middle of this time to do it, but then I'm going to be gone again. It's like that's fine. Everything I've built has always been drop in, drop out because life is stupid.
life is stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, in this case, it's like it's happening for a good reason. Don't
Oh
get me
yeah.
wrong, but
Oh yeah,
it's still
100%.
stupid.
Yeah, it's just like I had a routine, I had everything planned out, everything was fine, and now it's just like it's borked. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
if you gotta take a hiatus, you gotta take a hiatus. You're not gonna fucking soften my nuts about it. I'm happy that you found a good job and that you're gonna be able to take care of yourself and everything else. I'd rather you not worry about this shit while trying to get the rest of that in order, because that's that's
I'm
a
so
little
sorry.
bit.
You fucking said it, and I had to do it. It's
You
your
like,
fault.
but I like your nuts softened. I mean, that's you're not the only one.
No, I mean I
You gotta
appreciate it. I
soften
just
them to
did.
get the butter, right?
I mean, that's true too. But yeah, I just didn't want to be selfish about it and be like, yeah, okay, you know, I'll be gone for a couple of months, but don't do anything without me like that. I didn't want to do that
No,
shit.
no.
So
It just you'll disappear from the roster for a bit, and then when you come back, if it's like you come back and they're in the middle of some big climactic thing, you come in as divine intervention. Just like all of a sudden you show back up and you're like, haha, motherfuckers. Everyone's like, I thought you were dead or some shit. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
That's fair.
if your first, like whenever your first hiatus is, whether it's the next session or whatever it may be, we'll just be like, you can fake your death or something. I don't know.
I mean,
We'll figure
why
it out.
even do that? He can go hang out with his buddy, the giant fucking bunny.
he go hang out with the
That's
bunny
true.
sniper. Yeah.
Just go fuck
Yeah,
off with
the
the
sniper.
with the ranger snipers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just
That's
hear
true,
fucking Fortunate Son playing, they drop Rage off.
Yeah, this is probably gonna be the last one for a while though.
Yeah.
Because I gotta start on the 6th, so I gotta get up there pretty quickly.
I'm not worried about it.
And
I'd rather you just get yourself sorted. And then if, for whatever sense and purpose, if it does cross over to the point of like where this campaign essentially ends, and like I'll basically message you and just be like, hey, write me Nameless's epilogue. Like, what was he doing over this amount of time? So I can wrap you up in the story. And then if you're basically golden by the time like the next one rolls around, then you can just jump into that one. Like I'm not gonna be upset if you're not here for it, because I'd rather you go do that.
right, I appreciate that. Yeah,
And
this is
yeah.
just a goodbye for now. It's not like,
Yeah.
hey, like I'm gone.
Yeah. I mean, also the VODs and stuff will still be up. So if you get fucking bored and you want to keep up to date with like what's going on, you can just watch it.
I will have an 11-year-old that has ADHD on my fucking hands with no wife to help me with it. Yeah, I'm gonna be bored. Oh, so
Just keep
bored.
it playing in the background.
Oh, no.
through
That's
the
exactly what I. That's what would happen. Yeah.
I mean, it's how it would be. How would
No,
do.
dude, it's like I'm so looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm not.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I get it.
Yeah, the anticipation jitters.
Oh, so bad. But it's a $24,000 pay jump.
Jeez, yeah, no.
I mean, yeah, there.
Yeah, like that's more than 50% of what I make now.
Yeah. Like I'm fucking go for it. Like I had a very weird experience today, where I had an interview Tuesday with Virginia Department of Health, where they were looking for an environmental health associate person, and I came in. They're like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be doing rabies monitoring." I went, "Oh, that's cool." So I'll be like going and interviewing people, helping animal collection, animal control, doing rabies tests, and like getting samples to people, and like doing metrics and doing extrapolation of data, and like doing this whole thing, including doing like education for the county to make sure like people understand like rabies is like scary, but not like Ebola scary, but it's still scary kind of thing. Like, you know, understand like what it actually is. Which is pretty cool. I'm waiting on that. And then I got a fucking phone call today, which is weird, from an old place I worked at where I had applied to be the R&D project manager. First lady talked to me and was like, yeah, you know, you may not have the amount of project manager experience they want, but like if you want to, you know, put your name in the hat, we can put your name in the hat. I was like, yeah, let's do that. Because I would really like to take a swing at it. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But I'd rather take a swing at it. Do my due diligence. I get called on
Wayne Gretzky quote.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I only have like a year of quote unquote project manager experience, but it was intense because I was the chief R&D engineer. So I was running projects by myself for an R&D department, for a principal scientist, to make sure that they worked really well. So it's like I kind of already have it, but in like a different fashion than what they're looking for. I get called an hour later by another HR person saying, hey, you just touched base with so-and-so. I'm looking to talk to you about this job. I was like, yeah. She goes, oh, well, she's, you know, we would like for you to have this interview with us. And I was like, oh, really? And it was such like a weird drop of hat. It was like 6 o'clock at night. I was like, aren't you supposed to be like at home? Like, why are you calling me? It was super odd. But they want to talk to me at like 8 in the morning, because apparently the director is going to be in town for like 3 days next week. And so they're like, yeah, we want you to have like an early morning Teams meeting interview with them. And if they like you, we're going to have you come and do an in-person interview like Wednesday or Thursday. And I was like, oh, Okay, sure, yeah, we could do it early Tuesday morning. Sure, I'll bright-eyed, bushy-tailed be down at my station so I can do a Teams meeting. And I was just like, oh, all right, not the weirdest thing, but it was definitely a weird turnaround of all of a sudden, just like, oh yeah, no, we'd really like for you to come in. It's like, oh,
Yeah, you had a really quick one. This whole process has been since October, dude.
yeah. I mean, I've been
So-
putting out applications. I've only had 2 interviews, and I've been applying since I had to leave the last job because they were trying to screw me
Yeah.
over. So it's like I
Yeah,
get it.
No, this same job has been since October.
That's
like,
how it
and-
was when I joined county government in the first place. It's like 3 months.
So bad. But like they're very thorough and want to make sure that it's a culture fit as well. And like I get it, but there was a couple times there I'm like, okay, they're not calling me back, and then I get a call back. I'm like, okay, this is going. So Wednesday I drove up there. It's a 2-hour drive, so it's only 2 hours from where I am now, but it's still it's not down the road. So drive up there, and there's this 3 fucking hour interview, right, from 11 to 2 basically. And they're just asking me just everything, right? They're like, "Oh, tell me everything about you since high school." Like that
Jesus
was so fucking long ago. So
Back when I clacked rocks together to make fire.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Ah, yes. The before times.
I was like, "Don't ask me what girls I was with, 'cause I don't fucking remember." But yeah, so went through all of that.
You
they took me
guys
to
got
lunch.
with girls?
Where were you on April 14th,
Jesus.
1999 at 2:51:34 p.m.?
At home in my
8
fucking
years
footy
old,
pajamas. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I was 8 in footy pajamas in my house. So I don't know.
1994, I was being pushed down the stairs by my brother.
And then 99 happened again.
Actually, no. I was smart enough to be out of the house at that point. 'Cause
I thought you were gonna say I pushed him down the stairs instead.
That's really what I thought.
no,
it was
that
gonna
would
do.
have been funnier.
I was really hoping for the comedic
man.
switch around on it. But yeah, so you had a 3-hour interview. They asked you everything since you clacked rocks.
Yeah, so I totally went darker with that. Just FYI, like I was thinking in '94, you were still in your mom's belly when your brother did it. So that's where I
Jesus
went.
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, thank you. I was the only one injured in this. My mom was fine.
Oh no.
I mean, I get it now, but I'm just telling you where my mind went.
You thought
proud
94
of it.
stairs. Oh God.
But I may have giggled still. Anyways,
Sick fuck. Anyway.
so
No, I was 1 year old at this time. I was not in my mom. I got pushed down the stairs by myself.
Nice.
but yeah, so after I told them, the history of, me post puberty, I guess. They took me to lunch, and I was like, hey, I gotta be out of my house by January 31st. So I, just how much longer is this gonna take, just so I have a timeline. Like, oh, this is the final interview, but we'll talk about timeline when we get back. So, okay, cool. So we get back. The other guy didn't go to lunch with us, so it was just me and one person. But I was interviewed by 2 people.
Yeah.
So the other guy was like, hey, do you have any questions for me? I'm like, only one I have is about timeline. I asked him about it. He said we would discuss it when we get back. So that's really the only question I have. The dude then slams on the desk. Well, let's fucking discuss it then. Pulls out a fucking offer letter.
Jesus Christ. All
Right
right.
then and there. They had it all ready to go. And just like, let's fucking discuss it then. Here you go. And they set it in front of me. And I'm like,
You had to open
what?
your mouth.
Yeah. Like, not expecting it. But yeah, it was really cool. And those are the 2 people that I'm working directly with. And they were
Nice.
really cool. So I
They
think
sound
it'll
like
be a
your
great
kind of
fit.
people.
Hell yeah.
The guy, the dude that's gonna be my direct supervisor, made a beard writing joke and didn't think I caught it. And I'm just sitting there trying so hard not to just die laughing because I'm the one being interviewed.
You're like, I can't laugh. I have to look mature.
I thought I was gonna bite my tongue off. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so I think it's gonna be great.
Fucking hype
like I said,
for
the
you.
pay is even great. Like, and that's just base pay that I told you about.
Jeez.
More than 50% more. I also have a chance for 12.5% sales that I make, and 1.5 on any production machine sold by the company for the first year. And
Damn.
those things are like 150,000 just for the machines, not the peripherals that go along with it.
Shit.
So you're
Hell
talking,
yeah.
250 to 500 a piece. Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll take it. Yeah. So, with our updates out of the way, let's talk about what happened last time. Key points to take in is that Creed remembered that he had a buckler that increased his AC. You guys found out who was burning down the cities. You went into the castle to meet with Shiva thinking that he was a bad guy, and you all felt like absolute assholes afterwards.
I mostly felt like an asshole.
Mostly Creed.
You are an asshole.
Shut up.
Shut
up, cat. Sit down, Meow Mix.
You guys went to Durian's Watch to figure out what was going on, and you found that the wardens were there, but there is this new variant that had a almost dragon breath flamethrower on it that was incinerating the town, and you wound up fighting it and some of these weird blade-handed demons or creatures, little bats that flew around it. And you dealt with that as you were dealing now with a lot of AoE and crowd control. You kind of got it settled. You got the soldiers that were there to go try and take care of whatever survivors they could. You kept the city from being burned all the way down. You did put a couple of holes in the center tower, but that is okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't use it to ambush the guy. I don't know. And you guys basically made it back to the castle where the Valkyrie was essentially doing circles over the southern plantation away from you. And you guys basically had made your way back to kind of figure out where you were going to go next and what you were going to do. Because at this point, you knew that Durian's Watch and the plantation had been at least controlled to what it is, to what you can do, and that you know that Demiosan and the other plantation, if that gets razed and burned down, that the food supply in this area is going to dwindle significantly. And not only will the Cradle of Life suffer, but also whoever's left in Adriel Cove and Scordoon will suffer as well. Because this is where they get a lot of their shipments of food stuff, since they live in the middle of the damn desert. And so it came down to essentially you all figuring out how you wanted to tackle trying to protect these two areas. As Shiva kind of gave you an overview of what was going on, is that he came here to try and get away from everything and try to protect those that can't protect themselves. And that when he found out that it was Zeus's playthings that were coming and messing his shit up, he got slightly agitated. And he told you that there is a deity on the Broken Spire that you may want to go investigate at some point after you deal with this situation here. And so you know that there are wardens around somewhere. You're not entirely sure where the assault or such is going to be happening. And so it's up to you guys how you want to kind of tackle this. So here we are. Why is the screen black? Why are you doing that? My display
Did
capture.
we have like a long rest?
Yes.
Off of this, or?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Why is my... Dear God. Oh, because it... Hold on. There it is. There it is! It apparently was like, you disconnected your monitors to clean them. Therefore, we forgot that they existed. Feel bad. Yeah, basically. And they're just like, well, haha, sucks to suck. And it's like, what? You know they're there. No, we don't. We don't know they're there.
My phone well, sorry, not my phone. Discord mobile did that on my phone the other day when I was fucking walking and talking to somebody. It disconnected me from the Wi-Fi and connected me to the data. For some reason, Discord mobile refused to acknowledge my headset existed until I went into their shitty little settings and manually set it to it. It was like, what the hell?
Yes. So
I
now.
haven't used the Discord mobile app for like a year, so it was very weird.
Ah, yes. So that is where we currently stand. Is that you guys did a lot of punchies, a lot of saving, and a lot of figuring things out, and so you can clearly see from where you are near the castle that Demiosin is not under attack at this time, and neither are the plantations. And the Valkyrie, once it returns, tells you that they, the machine spirit inside of it specifically, did not see anything advancing on these two areas. So, now I leave it to you. What do? Where go next? What happened?
Even though we didn't see anything going that way, weren't we still going to go over to Demiosin anyways to go check in on them?
We had. I remember us talking about it. I don't remember if we decided we were going to. And
Yeah, there was a lot of talk and ideas, but like no one had decided anything specific.
yeah, I think that. Sorry. I'd assume it's our best bet if we were to head there first. I mean, at the very least, it'll give us some sort of little hand down there.
But maybe restock on some supplies.
Would be nice. I'm sure Shiva would be more than willing, but it's more about the principle of the matter than anything else.
Very well. I am for it.
I guess we're gonna head down there then. Unless, of course, Mr. Fuzzy Whiskers has a better idea.
That's one of your better ones, Fuzzy Whiskers.
I wish I knew where my list of them went. I had a whole list of cat names.
That's a good one. I like that one. I mean, I ain't got nothing to say.
That's it. No, now you've done. Now you're in 4. Got a good list.
I
Are you
lost the
sure it's a
list.
good list?
I found the list.
Or did you just see like 3 of them that were good and the rest of them were shit?
They're so. Oh, they're so.
This is kind of what happens with those lists that you just search for online.
God damn it, Creed.
That's a good list, right? All right. No, I think Creed is going to recommend heading down to. Okay. How do you say the town's name?
Demiosin.
Demiosin. It's the I.
Is it bad that I just get Hermione Granger from Harry Potter?
Leviosa!
Leviosa! Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you guys basically decide that you're going to go check on Demiosin. You're going to go make sure that it's okay, put your eyes on the ground, etc. As you're going to lift off, you see Shiva standing in the doorway to his castle as he kind of waves the 4 of you over. Seeing the Valkyrie kind of spinning up its engines and getting ready to prepare itself for liftoff. And he goes, "Oh, Adventurers, please, a moment of your time, if you'd be so wary.
Of course. How may we assist you?
Oh, it is not for me to assist. You have done quite well with Durian's watch. They have brought the casualties back and have begun rectifying what they can. I've sent my engineers to begin rebuilding it now that the wardens have been pushed out. And watching you fight, my soldiers have figured out their weakness and should be able to exploit it. They may not be as strong as you but they do have the numbers and ingenuity that will allow them to succeed. But beyond that point in time, comes to give you a bit of a understanding of where you're going if you go to Demiosen, is that I have heard from my scouts that have gone and checked it, is that the town itself seems relatively calm for the point being. But there seems to be a strange festival going on. So if you do go there, just be wary. The people of Demiosen are strange and very superstitious. So just take what they say with a grain of salt and don't get roped into anything that would take your time away from certain things, unless you feel like it would help. But just give you a head of warning.
Isolated villages, very superstitious. Note taken. Thank you.
And so he waves you off and goes back into his fortress, castle, cube, as you all head to the Valkyrie. And head on down to Demiosen. As you all arrive in Demiosen, the Valkyrie lands on the outskirts and you guys walk yourself in as you usually do. And as you enter the town, it seems to be almost like a festival is going on. There's banners strung from the poles. There's streamers hung with care. It's very odd.
Oh god, those poor streamers, what did they do?
Oh god, it's Markiplier!
I am so fucking glad I'm not the only one that saw it. So glad I'm not the only one.
Man, demonetization really is wild in this universe.
It is. It is. The punishment is severe. But so you see paper streamers strung between the light poles, and you see banners hung. You see people joyful in streets, drinking and making merry and having conversations. And you see these banners. It reads the feats of valor. It seems to be a festival that is in the antithesis of almost, you could call it a carnival of sorts. Almost like a Harvest Moon festival mixed with a carnival, where there are those that are coming there to do bake-offs and showing off their produce they've grown, as well as including contests of dexterity, of strength, etc. Colorful characters that seem to be kind of in the mix of this, that seem to be the marshals of these games, strongmen and blind archers and such of that nature. It seems to just be a very strange cacophony of colors and amusement for all to see. If you really wanted to step into it, think Mardi Gras, but medieval, and mixed with like a cook-off. Think State Fair and Mardi Gras happening at the same time.
I just want you to know that as a Canadian, this gives me 0 points of reference.
Okay. Have you ever seen a video of Mardi Gras from Louisiana?
I've seen like a picture of the huge crowds. That's about it.
Okay. So, I don't know what holidays are equivalent in fucking
Okay, you know
Canada.
what? I'd like to field this one.
Okay, go for it. Take a shot.
So, you ever see like the interpretations in media of like Oktoberfest?
Yes.
Think that, but everyone is heavily, heavily, heavily intoxicated, and the whole point of this is to prove you're stronger than everyone else. Think like Oktoberfest meets the Olympics of Rome.
Yeah, kind of. Like it's
Okay.
With a bunch of titties being shown and bees being thrown.
yeah. The beads and titties may happen later, but that is a possibility within this realm. Who is to truly say? But as for the sense of a state fair, you have people showing off like their the gourds they've grown. They're selling like they're showing off like jams they've made. There's competitions for who made the best bread, the best cookies, who's made like the best
Okay, so
stew and chili cook-offs.
It's also kind of like the fucking Stardew Valley fair then.
Yes. So you have this mix of like Oktoberfest mixed with the Olympics of drinking and feats of strength and dexterity, and as well as like Stardew Valley kind of festival where you're showing off and competing against other farmers and other harvesters of what you've done and what you've kind of reaped from this year, from this quarter of a year that you've gone through.
So, okay, I just realized what happened, and I'm so sorry. He was describing what is actually going on in this universe. I was describing Mardi Gras.
That's that. I was trying to explain Mardi Gras, and it's just Rexus doesn't have an angle on it because he's from Canada, so he doesn't understand what Mardi Gras is.
And when Blackbird was like, yeah, everyone's drunk, I'm like, yeah, they're showing titties and throwing beads. Like, that's all I can think of. Like, I thought we were trying to explain what Mardi Gras was.
I mean, it's it's fair. It's whatever. It's fine.
Here I am trying to fucking help him.
Then you're like, it may happen later. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's like from fucking sun up to sun down in Louisiana during Mardi Gras. And I was like, oh, he's talking about now. Okay.
Oh, he's talking about now. Oh no.
The confusion was
God.
So.
I just like titties. I mean, what can I say? I'm sorry.
So as you enter Demiosen, and you're seeing these just colors of fall and autumn mixed in with just vibrant pieces of just, you're seeing craftsmen and drinks, and you're seeing people being merry and joyful, and there's competitions being set up and booths being put together, and you see it's a colorful affair and a feast for the senses. You're smelling smoked sausages and everything else in between, food that is both exotic and domesticated. You're smelling different types of mead, of beers, of alcohols, of whiskeys, things that have just been made by all these different people who have different specialties, showing off their product to their friends, families, and otherwise, for accolades and much more. You have the smell of spit-roasted meats permeating the air, and the tests of skill presenting themselves in different areas within the grounds. You see up ahead, as you kind of get towards the center of Demiosen, where an area has been kind of cut out for this large physical side of the festival, besides the showing of the animals and the cook-offs, that there is a fighting ring where you see a large grappler seeming to just be taking on challengers for coin and throwing them into the dirt with ease. He seems to be, let me just make sure I have his correct notes on my ham. Oh, it doesn't really have my stuff in here. Oh, that's fine. It seems to be a dwarf of sorts. That he just seems to be wide as he is thick, as he is picking up these challengers that simply run into him, as he is shirtless and just slick with something, as he's just throwing these people against the makeshift cage they have around this fighting ring.
First name Center, last name Mass.
Yes. You see an archery range down the line where a female half-elf compels players to try their luck at hitting a moving target she has set up between two pulleys. You see a meat pie eating contest held by a heavy-set human male, and a covered wagon that's been turned into a traveling storefront. And so as you all approach and you see all of this taking place, you see the sign above the fighting ring says, who can beat the Spud.
I'm just gonna look at Okros.
Oh, no. I'm staring it
Please.
up and down and placing bets at this point.
Okros, please do not kill the man.
As you all
That wouldn't
talk
be in the spirit of the competition.
as
Please, we just got here.
as
Please
you're
don't
all
go.
having a conversation, you hear a hawking voice suddenly rise above the crowd, talking about potions and other wares that promise to amaze and astound. Just, hey there, everybody! It's time to talk about your favorite predicaments, potions, ales, and snake oils to tend the very fabric of your nature. And what's this? Here's more! I have bottles and bipsies and bottles and cocks, and all set up in between just for you to take on and try on for yourself. Now, you, sir, there, as he points to Creed, goes, hey, you seem like a man who needs an upper. Would you like to step up and try a sample?
I'm not usually one of taking. He is very. I'm trying to think of the word, but I'm also assuming Creed's trying to find a polite word to call it, because he can't say like dubious chemicals. I'm not one for trying experimental substances.
What's the matter, pal? Come on! We take all from big and small. You want speed? Drink these. You need brawn? Try one. If you fancy a kiss, just put this to your lips. You'll soon be smooching your prize. Presto changeo. Potions, lotions, tinctures that thrill, improve your skills, cure your ills, pay your bills. With these pills right here. Grow gills with these vials. Your denials and trials are no match for my batch of notable potables. Presto changeo. Don't ask me. Just take a swig for free.
Did you steal that for something, or did you just write that out?
Shh.
I'm curious, because that was pretty good, actually.
I would like to roll a perception check to see if this man has any visible drug ticks.
You can roll perception, yes. Also, I'm changing the plan I had previously. This is being used from a book that Carson got me called Random Encounters and One Shots.
Nice. Well,
So we're using a little bit of an insert to make it a high point.
relevant question: how tall is Nameless?
How tall is Nameless?
How is this relevant? 4 foot.
4 foot, yeah.
He's 4 foot. How tall is Creed?
Also, thank you, Carson, for the biddies and subs. You are of always very thankful for being here.
Wait.
Hey, Carson.
There it is. I was like, where's the fun fact? There it is.
So,
Yep. The fun fact. Well, Creed, you figure out how tall you are. The fun fact is, Happy Friday from Miss Carson herself. Shark testicles are located near the heart.
I actually knew that.
Huh.
They're definitely near the heart when they're bouncing on my chest. I mean, what?
So, I suppose I'll give it a shot. If you'll pardon me for one moment. And he's gonna go over. Creed's gonna walk over to Nameless and like whisper, not loud enough for that guy to hear it. If this kills me, please kill him. And then Creed's just gonna go over.
Also, I only got a 12 on my perception check.
All right. So you see, Okros, that he just looks like a very, just a very ecstatic gnome. He's just very excited to be doing things and just kind of being around. And so, Creed, as you approach him, he goes, "Ah, yes, you, sir, with the big horns. Welcome to the amazing Presto Alchemist Extraordinaire. What would you like to try? I have my dear assistant here, Mr. Hammerhearth. He will certainly be the one to grab the one thing that you require the most. The ones that I have currently on stock for you to partake in are going to be your little bit of strength, maybe some aiming, a little rock in a hard place, get you out of a little bit. You know, with the Jolly Giant Strength Potion, you'll feel as strong as 10 of you. A little bit of potion of elvish aiming, hit any target you could see, and then see them all. Rocking a hard place, if you take a hit, you'll barely notice. You look like a man that could take a real knock across the head bit, especially if your armor and that thick head of yours seems that would be out of place. You can take a little brain booster serum. You'll feel smarter, but you knew that already. You have your sage wisdom potion. Like having lived 100 years in 10 minutes, you have lack of wisdom? No problem. Presto change will make it happen. And finally, we have our potion of fiery charisma. The gift of gab and a delightfully spicy syrup that tastes the tongues as much as the taste buds. Now, what can I interest you in, sir?
I'd like to be a bit more charismatic, I suppose.
Ah, well, lovely, lovely, lovely. Mr. Wholehearth, please give the man one of the samples of the potion of fiery charisma. And you see this assistant to hand you a small vial of red syrup. And he hands it to you, and you see the dwarf grappler that was there before as Presto himself, the amazing alchemist, turns and goes, "Ah, Mr. Tater Von Spud, I'm imagining you are here for another one of your boosters. Is that as you want to call it? You know what the rule is. You already had your one. You put the money in the bucket, we'll give you a heart." Tater himself steps up and simply plunks some coins into a bucket, where then Mr. Wholehammerhearth hands him another potion of strength, where he downs it easily and says, "I'm the biggest and the strongest dwarf this side of the creek. I can't believe anyone hasn't toppled me yet. I've stand in the dirt like the great mountains of Myron, and you can't move me an inch."
How long do these last?
That depends on what you take there, but for most of these, they're going to last for about an hour or a little bit more, depending on how you feel.
How much do I owe you?
There you go, Creed. It just only lasts for an hour.
How much do I owe you, good sir?
The first one's free. If you like it and you feel good about it, you come on back and we'll haggle a little bit of a price. I don't charge much. These are all simple things that I learned to put together in my times of being an alchemist. Presto changeo, may I say?
I suppose so. I guess Creed just gonna toss it back.
You toss it back, and you will have a +5 to your charisma modifier and advantage on persuasion checks for an hour.
Nice. I'll be honest. I was expecting something horrible.
I was
He-
hoping.
So was I.
He looks to the rest of you and goes, Now. I see your dear friend, your leader here has tried a piece. Now the rest of you seem that you could also be doing a little bit of improvement. Free samples all the way around for all you. You seem to be the hero types.
I'll take a wisdom one.
Very good, very good. A little bit of sage wisdom never hurt nobody. And you are handed a small vial of blue silvery potion.
I knock it back like a champ.
You gain +5 to your wisdom modifier and advantage on insight checks for an hour. And that is your wisdom mod. That is the little number, not your ability score. So if you have a +2, you now have a +7.
Nice.
Oh,
That same thing goes for you, Mr. Creed. Does not go into your charisma, it goes into your charisma mod. So whatever you use for your charisma save.
Right.
He goes, "That's 2 of 4 is. What about you, sir? Mr. there at the mask on your shoulder, what can I interest you in?" You can always say no, but I like to be generous.
You got something for Dex?
I do. I have something that has specifically been brewed to match even the most elven of dexterity and make you a little bit faster, a little smarter, and a little bit better with the swift of hand. Would you like the trowel?
Yeah, I'll take it, Dex.
Of course. And his assistant hands you a small vial of green shimmering liquid. And that liquid will give you a +5 to your dexterity modifier and advantage on ranged weapon attacks for 1 hour.
Is there a way I can change that?
Did you want to change the potion you had?
No, change the modifier yourself.
No, just keep it in your brain. I don't think there's a way to change. I don't think there's a way to temporarily change the modifier.
No, you'd have to go into the attributes and abilities and manually edit it, and then remember to change it back afterwards.
Something they should add, because there's stuff that does it, but any hoozle. Just think you get like an extra +5 to your proficiency, essentially.
Well, my fucking spells are based off of wisdom, so.
Just add a 5 to your hit for your spells and your DC for your spells. That's it.
Okay.
Like, all it is, it's that to calculate those, it's taking your wisdom modifier. So all you would do is that you just add 5 to those, and that would be your new result. Yeah, and here you go, you big fella, you seem that you are strong in both the head and the arms. Anything that I can interest you in?
Why not see? I would like to see the effects of your strengthening potions.
Very good, of course. And he hands you a light gray shimmering liquid vial. As you knock it back, and you get a +5 to your strength modifier and advantage on athletic checks for an hour. It was, now one come all as all those that are set up. You see these mighty heroes have come up and taken their hand at these different bits and pieces of my samples and my wares. Please, please, please come and get one, and then go try your hand at the many feats. Test yourself at the different tables. Go ahead and try yourself at the games. Go see the produce, the animals, and everything in between. Enjoy the joyful music that is emanating from the grounds up. And once you are done, if you feel the effects starting to wane, you come back and see Mr. Presto, and I will get you set up once again. Now, enjoy the festival, and now come take a step right on up if you require a little Presto changeo in your life. As you guys turn, as you all kind of down your vials and kind of step to the side, and you see that there are the games that he was speaking of, the different areas you can go kind of explore. And now, with your potions in your belly, you see that there are a couple more games for you to try. You see that it's the town practically has shut down for people to come and do this. And so you see that there's Archer Alley, the meat pie eating contest, the grappling pit where Tater Von Spud is. You have the Liars and Truth Seekers, where it seems to be a one-on-one charisma competition, basically of chance, essentially. And then you have Dances of Lore, where it's a chance for sages and minstrels to work together to keep a meaningful memory alive. And then you have, of course, the wagon that you were just at. So, where would you all like to go first? Or would you guys like to kind of spread?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it out there. The village in the middle of a festival with traveling, like, people. I'm gonna guess probably not a good place to split up. The last time we did that, someone got sucked through a magical mirror.
That's right, that did happen.
Well, in character, Okros was going to say that it would make no sense to participate in festivities alone.
That is fair. So, if that's the case, where do you want to go first?
Does anybody feel like trying their hand at one of the games first?
You know, he mentioned the charisma thing, and I'm thinking, Creed's not a very good liar.
But you did take the charisma potion.
He did take the charisma potion, so... what the heck.
he could maybe try his hand.
See what it's like to actually be able to lie to people.
Fair enough. So, you guys would like to go test your hands at liars and truth seekers first?
Well, I will observe, yes.
It's as long as everybody goes off with a friend, someone to watch their back. I see no reason we all have to stick together and go to every event together.
No sooner do you say that, you see Nameless about 30 feet away from you as he has found himself a ball in the cup game. Is swinging up and down trying to catch it.
Oh, I meant the gambling one.
Yeah, I know. You're not doing very well.
You're dick.
You are competing and you are turning some heads, but it took you a second to kind of get into it. But once you got a couple of swings in, you're definitely starting to make your money back, and people are getting kind of antsy about it.
Oh, Chris, might I ask a favor of you?
Yes.
Can you go keep an eye on little Snuggle Muffin? Make sure nothing happens to him.
Snuggle Muffin.
It's one of the names.
I will
like
go make sure the fluff ball is safe.
Thank you.
All right. So, Chris, well, you go babysit Nameless as he starts to get his groove on, winning the ball in the cup game. Creed and Nez, you guys are going to Liars and Truth Seekers?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll stay with Creed.
Very good. So,
See if he can learn how to lie.
Sorry to assume. But
So-
I thought if the cat's already pissing people off, he needs the most intimidating person standing behind him.
I mean, that's fair. So as you make your way down, you see that just to your left is the booth for the Liars and Truth Seekers, and you see that there is a older half elf standing in front of it. He greets you with the name of Alwyn Tanish. And he has a cunning glint in his eye as he runs this one-on-one competition where those with a talent for reading people and those they think they have a knack for deception can showcase their skills. Choose a liar and or a truth seeker. The liar makes 3 statements, one of them a falsehood. The truth seeker can roll a wisdom or insight or deception to determine which of their statements is false. Alwyn can act as either the liar or the truth seeker in the event that only one challenger approaches. So you need to basically beat him in some sense of the word. So you approach him and he goes, I see that we have 2 forward that have come forth to do it. Now say you, which of you will be the truth seeker or the liar? Or would you like to challenge me instead?
So just to clarify this, so if whichever I choose, so I either have to tell 2 truths and a lie or 2 lies and a truth.
No, it's you are telling 2 truths and a lie. If you choose to be the truth seeker, he will tell you 2 truths and a lie. And
Okay.
you have to determine which is false. If you choose to be the liar, you tell 2 truths and a lie, and he has to figure it out.
Ooh. Ooh.
And this is why I ran off to go play ball in the cup. Just let you know.
I'd like to take a chance, and I suppose I'd like you to be the truth seeker if you don't mind.
But of course. Would you like to go 2 out of 3? Basically, best 2 out of 3, essentially.
Suppose so, why not?
Wonderful. Then begin with your 2 truths and a lie.
I slayed a creature far to the northwest of here that was feared across that portion of the world, up near Forcar and Head Thunder. That would be number 1. Number 2, would be the fact that I am a man out of time. And number 3 would be the fact that I hold a forbidden interest in a member of my party.
The character? It's supposed to be 2 truths and a lie, not 3 truths. Continue.
You're just jealous.
He goes, okay. And so he is going to roll it. So essentially your DC is going to be 10 plus your proficiency plus your charisma modifier. All right.
Well, I have no proficiency for it, so...
No, what's your proficiency bonus for your class? What is it right now? Because you're level 12, so it should be like +4 or something. If I remember correctly.
Where would I find that, actually?
In your paladin class, it should say at the top of your character sheet on D&D Beyond. It should say.
Oh, +5, yes.
Like right next to your
Yes.
walking
Yes,
speed.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
There. So it should be +5 plus your charisma mod plus 10.
Yeah, he's he ain't doing good.
What's the DC?
That would be 22.
He actually meets a 22.
Fuck.
And he looks at you up and down and goes, You say most of these with the conviction of someone who tries to zoop me. I would say the lies that you are a man out of time.
You would be wrong.
No.
I'm not sure if you know much about history. But my name is Creed. I'm the watch commander at service of Leandros of Ravenholm.
His eyes widen as you mention your name and your title. He goes, that Creed. Well, I did not realize I'd be having such prestigious company at my simple gaming hut tonight. But I should have assumed more. I should have perceived what you would bring to me. And so as you both kind of talk through this, Nameless, roll me a perception. Because at this point, you are going to find that ball in the fucking cup. This guy's trying to play you like a bitch.
Based on sight, right?
Yeah, it's based on sight.
So advantage?
Sure. Yeah. He's trying to play you like a fiddle. Show him wrong.
25.
You pick up the middle one, and the ball is under there, and he curses at you as he pushes another 3 gold coins in front of you as the bet keeps going up. And he goes, "Do it again! You can't keep getting away with this!" He goes, "Turn around. If you're gonna do it, don't look at the cups. Or cover your ears or so. I don't know. It's you have to be cheating in some way, shape, or form."
Aren't I supposed to be following the ball in the cup and then picking out which one is in? How am I supposed to do that if I'm not looking at it?
It increases the challenge. You've been winning 7 times in a row now.
There's no challenge. It's just luck of the draw at that point. This is
You're-
not a fucking card game. This is fighting the ball in the cup.
Fine. 1 for all the marbles.
I'll
Right.
go all in.
All right. So go ahead and roll your perception.
$30.
You pick one of the cups up, and he lifts it, and he laughs as he goes, "Ha, it's empty." as you see that he is putting a bit too much pressure at the top of the cup than you normally would. Hinting.
Oh, man.
You call the hand as you see the ball drop out of the cup. As she's just like, you fucker, you cut my hand.
You are unconscious.
And so as you
And
two
then
are
my
just...
cave just flies open and barrel of fucking cat signal in his snossage.
Snossage, very good. So, Okers, I imagine you're standing in between them to the side of the tables as happening. As it's escalating. What do you do to, well, deal with this?
I plant my mace through the table.
So you see Nameless pull up his rifle as this guy is clearly cheating. It's calling the hand, cusses out Nameless. Rifle comes up and you just smash the table into the ground. That's just what I'm following. Yes, that's what's happening.
So it sounds like.
It was more I like grab it by the haft and propel it down vertically through the table.
You're being angry father, is what I'm getting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you angry father smack the table. Very good. Continue.
While him scratching you was certainly not sporting, neither is cheating. I suggest you settle the debt.
Fine. Fine, you win. Just go somewhere else. Just take your gold. Get out of here. And he hands you the
and
20.
I will throw him a gold to pay for the damages of the tape.
He takes the gold, he puts his pocket, he's begrudged as he gives Nameless 20. And it's just like, please go somewhere else. Leave me
You fucking
be.
know that me going all in was 21. I just want to know. I want to know that.
I have magic ways.
You fucking looked at my character sheet. Dude.
Actually, I didn't. I just guessed that 20 was going to be a good number.
21 was all in, so given the one gold piece was 20. Yeah, it would match perfectly.
Ah.
You
Oh,
should
you're
have
willing
played
to
a
take
fucking
the
ball
gold
with
piece
that.
out of your winnings?
Yeah.
I will change that on my sheet.
Yeah, so you guys walk away from the table as we swing back to Liars and Truth Seekers, where Creed Alwyn asks you to now look into his two truths and a lie. He tells you 3 phrases, and these are the phrases. 1, I am the heir to the throne of a long-forgotten kingdom. I have a love of crab that goes beyond simply eating them. And that I fell in love with a dragon. And so now you can roll either insight or deception to try and figure out which one is which.
All right. How like? Mercury doesn't even understand how much blows cost. I just remembered that. So like, if you had to guess, if Creed had to guess, like, what kind of class is this guy? Is he would his clothing be indicative of like
he
upper
is
class?
definitely upper middle. Definitely upper middle. But also being a half-elf, it's hard to tell. Because he's not as eloquently dressed as an elf usually would be. Especially one of royal blood. But being a half-elf, hard to say. He could just be dressing modestly.
Then, and this is another one. What kind of posture does he have? Is he sitting like with his arms crossed?
Oh, he's standing very regally.
All right. Well, can Creed see his hands?
They're in front of him. Basically, they're interlocked together in front of him, kind of sitting at his sternum.
Creed is going to. As I'm doing I'm doing what I'm thinking, which is Creed's gonna kind of rub his chin and glance down, and he's gonna look at Alwyn's hands.
Yes.
And what he's looking for is he's looking for the slight buildup you get of muscle when you wear rings.
Okay.
Um,
Roll me perception.
alright. 22.
Okay. So you can see that there is no muscle buildup in his hands from rings, but you do notice that there is very particular muscle movements just below his wrist that would be indicative of a swordsman. As you have the same minute muscles in your own arm from throwing your sword around for all these years.
I want to see if I could figure it out without having to try to specifically do it.
So you have the charisma potion on, but you don't want to roll the charisma skills. You want to go around it. You want to Sherlock Holmes this guy.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to think about how Creed would do this.
I mean, that's fair.
Because like, it from his perspective, he's probably Creed's pretty sure whatever he just drank is not actually what the guy said it is,
Oh, yeah,
and
fair.
he's kind of waiting for it to start killing him. So,
All right.
I understand, like, out of character that, I could just bullshit my way through this, but it's the small ticks that you. So, if he has the air of him of a swordsman, the air is potentially true, because you're typically trained to defend yourself. Potentially leaning towards, I don't know how he'd fall in love with the dragon, but I mean, good for him. The crab thing. Think what would give that away. Yeah, I don't think he's going to Red Lobster, so
Special
can't exactly.
shampoo and a small comb. That would give it away. Nothing, really.
Sorry.
Wow.
I was actually.
Proud.
I was lost in my own thoughts. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
You were saying what would give the crab thing away? I said a special shampoo and a small comb.
Because it's the way you get rid of crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it took me a second. I got it.
Yeah, very good.
I guess, does he give off a specific smell?
Not that you can tell. There's a lot of smells in the air right now.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'm gonna go for the insight.
Go for the insight. Roll that insight. Do it.
That's an 8.
All right. You don't get any kind of points towards any of whichever one could be the falsehood, so take your guess.
Did I have a love of crab more than eating them? So that could potentially mean he's either like he worships crab, which is just kind of weird, or he's really into crab meat.
Into crab what?
Into crab meat.
What?
What?
Why are you just gonna dangle that out in front of me like that?
Hey, it's his wording.
Like,
I didn't say tuna.
So
that has
pick,
nothing to do
make
with
your
it.
choice, Creed. Clock is ticking.
I would say more than likely it'd be your love of crab. If I had to hazard a guess.
Unfortunately, you would be incorrect, Mr. Creed, as I have never fell in love with a dragon, but I am married to a large crab.
Oh.
If it makes it fair, she wasn't always a crab. Hags tend to be quite rude individuals to invite into one's home. Be wary of that.
What?
So it seems we're tied, Mr. Creed. So now, with the game beginning again,
Do I overhear this or not?
you're close enough. You're not that far away. So you hear this as you get closer.
Sir, how do you explain that to the neighbors?
I'm just imagining Creed doing the thing where he's trying to figure out and he's like pointing in different directions
Yeah,
as he's trying to follow the different.
Like, you bring Diane home from heading down to the pub for the evening, and then like you come home and your neighbor looks outside their window and all they see is you walk inside this thing. And they're like, "Wow, did Diane change? Did Diane change, get a new outfit? Did she get a haircut?" And it's like,
Hags
"Oh,
are
what
mean,
happened?
dude."
What happened with Diane?" And he's like, she's fine. Just an off week." Like,
Hey, hags are mean.
okay, so
So he goes,
we're-
now, what would you like to be? The liar or the truth seeker?
I was gonna fix it for Creed, but he wanted to shut up.
No, I don't want you to cheat.
There was no cheat.
You can't just shoot the man.
I wasn't gonna do that either.
We're playing a game.
I understand that.
Oh man.
So, Mr. Creed, is now your turn, of course, to tell me 2 truths and a lie. What say you?
How dark am I allowed to go with this?
As dark as you want. As you are trying to throw this guy off your trail, so go as far as you think is going to be easiest to throw him off your trail.
I suppose I should ask. Is there a certain line you wish me not to cross in this game?
I, for one, like to keep things light and funny. But if you wish to try and go a different route to throw me off your course, I would say that anything beyond the morbidity of man is a faux pas in the public, but I'd be willing to hear it.
Creed is gonna kind of briefly side-eye Nez and then look back at Olin. I lie to my compatriots by saying I wish to live. Frequently, I wish to actually be taken from this mortal plane.
Okay. Where are your 2 others?
Just casually drops that, just like smiles
Ah,
and nods his head slightly. It's like, yeah, just casually drop. Sometimes I want to die,
uh-huh.
and I lie to people about that, just very casually.
Yeah, and he just kind of goes, all right, what are the other 2?
The most important object I own, the most sentimental, is tied between a book and a cloak. And the third one, I knew, or know, the true history of the realm.
Huh. He looks to you and goes, I don't believe that someone wishes for their own passing as much as I have seen, as there is always something to push themselves forward to, so I will choose that as your lie.
Unfortunately, you'd be wrong.
I've seen you've caught me inside the trepidus of the mind. Very good.
It's not tied. It's the book.
Ah, clever man you are. Now, here for your troubles. And he hands you a small silver necklace that will essentially give you a +3 to your next inside deception check.
Creed is going to politely decline it.
You don't have to like wear it. You just take it
No.
and you can give it to someone.
No,
Okay.
because if I leave that for less than 30 seconds, like more than 2 seconds, I'm sure it's going to end up around the cat's neck, and he doesn't need any extra help.
All right. I hear this. As you wish. You do not wish to take a prize. Just know that you have bested me, and that is an accolade in and of itself.
The only prize I request, and Creed is going to hold out his hand, is the shake of a gentleman.
Ah, very well. And he shakes your hand.
Well, Nez, Creed's going to turn. Would you like to take your turn?
I was thinking about playing the archer game.
I was going to say that seems more up your alley.
Nonetheless, I thank you for your time, Owen.
The pleasure is all mine. I enjoy meeting people through this game. Please, come back and see me if you wish. Otherwise, enjoy the festival.
You as well.
And so you and Nez head off to the Archer's Alley. Nameless and Okros, you guys now find yourself just to the left is the Brawler's Pit, where Tater Von Spud continues to pick up and just throw these villagers across the ring into the cage.
I can't handle the fucking potato jokes right now, dude. I just can't.
So, Mr. Nez, Mr. Creed, you guys arrive at Archer's Alley. See that a half-elf is currently there running the game and is setting things up to essentially explain to you the game as she begins a monologue to you as you step up, Mr. Nez. She goes, each target has a ring worth different point totals. Arrows hitting within the ring count towards your total. Competitors have 3 shots each to secure the highest score possible. A competitor must declare their shot on a target, but not the ring they're aiming for. You can call a specific ring for a +1 bonus to your points, but if you miss, you are awarded nothing. And you can choose to use other weapons if you wish, but we'd rather use arrows to not hurt someone in the process. So you see that there are 3 targets. There's one close, one mid, and one far. And you see that on the far end, there is a small bell attached to a gear and pulley system, so it rotates and moves around the back of this alleyway. Because of its size and rapid movement, shots made at this bell are going to be extremely difficult and will be made at disadvantage, but score you the most points of 25. So you will have 3 shots. You declare which range target you're firing at, and you would roll to hit as you would normally. That is it. That is the game.
So then that's what normally that would be like. I'd have the +10 modifier.
Yep.
Regular for my hit DC, and
Yep.
then because I did the drink, I have advantage on my shots.
Yep.
So,
So-
then if I wanted to shoot at the bell, it would just be a flat roll.
It would be a flat roll. Yep. So, she asks you, which target would you like to hit first, or attempt to?
I'll attempt the far target, not aiming at the bell, just the far target,
Okay.
because that. a 23.
You hit the inner ring, and you gain 16 points. All right, what would you... All right, what target do you want to take your second shot at?
I'll go for the far one more time.
Okay.
That'll be a 27.
You hit the bullseye for 18 points. You are currently at a total of 34.
Bell. Let's go for the bell. For the
All
last
right.
one.
That will just be a flat one because it is at disadvantage.
A 25.
And you hit the bell. You hit the bell for a 25 point, so that puts you at 59. As a perfect score would technically be 75, but without hitting the bell, it would be 54. So you score the highest that they've seen so far. And they hand you a small gold medallion for doing such a good job.
Oh, thank you. As I'll take the medallion and see if I can attach it to the mask on my shoulder.
Yes, it's easy enough to do as you walk towards, as you hear Okros and Tater von Spud squaring up.
Let us see if we can topple a mountain.
Oh, I'm gonna really love this. You're a big fella. I love tossing around the big ones.
We shall see.
Alright, let me make sure I have his stuff. Alright, so he got that. He's got that. And he currently has that. Very good. Alright. Alright. So go ahead and roll off as it begins.
Athletics check, correct?
Doing a contested strength check.
Contested strength check. Okay.
Yes.
That is a 27.
He goes to go for your legs, and instead of moving you, you move him as you simply step forward, and now you have him in a grapple. At this point, give me another roll, because you're now going to attempt to lift him, now that you have him held.
Is a 9 plus 21.
You go to lift him, and he stays where he is. So you're kind of stuck in a stalemate. Roll again.
I don't get advantage on these, right?
No, this is just straight up between the two of you.
Okay, go 21 again.
At this point, you lift him up, and you're going to throw him. So give me your final roll.
Okay. That is a 28.
He tries
No, wait,
to.
that's an 18. That's a fucking 30 then.
30. All right. So he goes to try and reversal off of you as you lift him up, and you just grab him stone cold and you throw him against the cage with all your might as he just kind of hits it and funks to the ground as the crowd around you erupts, as a lot of them begrudgingly start handing coin to Nameless as Nameless was placing bets.
I will walk up to Spud and offer him the Arnold clasp and say, "You are a worthy opponent."
I thought I had you there, but you're a big one. You had me down to rights. Very well. And he gives you a he gives you a gold medallion on a leather chain.
I wear it with pride.
So, as all of you kind of have taken your part in the different games, you all kind of circle around, you get yourself some nice turkey legs, and you kind of hang out and just check out the different areas around it. You look at the largest steer that was grown in this area. You look at the giant pumpkin that comes in weighing at 1,300 pounds. It's marvels of produce. Just things that are just extraordinary to be seen coming out of this harvest. As you see, as out of your eye, you see the gnome Presto sitting upon his cart, kind of marveling at the successes people are coming up and taking samples and are going off to the games and are having just a wonderful time. He is a very busy gnome at this point in time, as from the grappling den, you hear a loud groan and sudden shriek from a nearby passerby, as you see Tater Von Spud doubled over in the dirt. No one else is with him in the ring at this time, but he is doubled over as you see that his body begins to grow in size. You see his skin stretching unnaturally. You hear his bones creaking as his eyes are wide in fear and confusion. As he then leaps out of the fighting pit in a blind rage of just screaming and throwing things, whatever is within his arm's distance, as he runs across the street, headlong into the nearest storefront, as he just careens into a general store. The shopkeeper standing outside having a smoke as he sees this now extremely large dwarf come rampaging through the front of his shop, as he goes, "Well, shit." Presto quickly points to all of you and goes, "You! There! Yes, you seem to handle yourselves. If you quickly subdue him from whatever is ailing him, it must be his physiology or some other allergy that is ailing him, I will happily give you gold for your trouble. Please keep him from hurting any of the other partygoers. It is not a place for violence in this festival. But please
I suggest
keep
you
the peace."
figure out what exactly interacted with him poorly while we do this.
Of course. I will happily do whatever is needed. I'm going to begin looking through and trying to find what exactly is happening, but I request that you go and give chase to try and keep him safe for what it is necessary.
Nameless, keep an eye on our fine friend here while we take care of this.
You got it.
Alright, so the
And I'm
three of
going
you...
to chase after him.
Yep, the three of you chase down the raging Tater Von Spud within the general shop that is just across the street. So the three of you are all within 15 feet of him. He is significantly larger, and he seems very unhappy with what is going on currently. At this point in time, you all will have the surprise round on him, but let's go ahead and roll initiative for after the surprise round.
Yes. And thankfully I do have advantage on that.
Yes.
That is much better. My first one was a 1. I was like,
Wow.
Okay, so that is an 18 for my initiative in total.
Very good. Creed?
13.
13. All right.
No, wait,
And
sorry, 19. 16
19.
plus 3 is not 18.
that is
Fucking
19. So 19, 13, and Nez?
6.
6.
I love
Beautiful.
how we just counted down.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, Okros, you go before the Berserker. Oh, well, the three of you will go before him, but you specifically will go before in regular initiative. So the three of you, what do you do first as you see him kind of acting like a bull in a china shop in the general store? The shopkeeper kind of standing outside smoking a large cigarette, just kind of going, "Shin, I just fucking cleaned in there."
That's too real, man.
Should have called
I
out.
feel his pain.
Should have called out. I didn't do it. Should have called out. Anyway. Are you three going to take care of that son of a bitch, please, before he destroys my entire shop?
I have a question before that.
Yes.
Board one is, what style of storefront are we talking here? Are we talking like a bodega, or are we talking like 2 glass windows and a door in the middle? Are we talking just a door?
Just like, think just like a very general, if you go down an older part of town storefront where it had like the tiny square glass windows and the door in the center. He's kind of made the front of the store now a large circular hole.
Because I was gonna say, if I've learned anything from watching fantasy and Western movies, it's as soon as you get thrown through that window, you're done with this fight.
You just die immediately.
No, you are done fighting. You're like, you know what?
I'm good.
I think I had a
That's
good
because
run.
they may have used sugar glass in those movie panes so they could go through them, but the actual glass that would have been in those windows is so thick that if you did go through them, the force of it would have knocked you the fuck out.
Yup.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find ways that we can like not murder this guy because he's clearly having a bad trip, and my only option are hand axes. And I don't think you can non-lethally hit someone with a hand axe.
You hit him with the blunt end, like you flip the axe around.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think it's gonna go well. So sorry, my apologies, Mr. Okros. I wanted to clarify that. Also, if there was a window, you could defenestrate him.
All right. So. He is a that and a that. Wonderful. So, what say you? What do first? Who do first thing do?
What thing do who first? What?
Yeah, who thing do first now?
Me am do thing first now.
Very good. Do thing first.
Alright, well, I guess I'm going to rage and use my bonus action to close the distance and try to restrain him as best I can, despite his size.
So you're going to grapple? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes,
You're
I'm going to attempt to grapple him.
Roll for grapple.
And because I am raging, I do get advantage on this.
Yes.
Much better. Check my stuff quickly. Yes. Okay, that is 17 plus not 29. 29.
Yeah, you hold him still. You got him. So you're restraining him. So at that point, Mr. Creed or Mr. Nez, whichever one would like to do it first.
Well, if he's got him under control, I'm gonna run up there with rope to try and tie him up to help with the grapple.
Okay. So you're just gonna go ahead and just try and tie him up real good.
Yeah.
Okay. Creed, what are you going to do?
How is he being held back? Like, do you got him around the arms? Like, you have his arms locked behind him?
Yeah, I like the headlock, under the arms headlock
Full
sort of
Nelson.
thing is what I was going for.
A full Nelson, yeah.
That's what that's called. Okay.
Creed is gonna get in front of him, like try to make eye contact, hands on the shoulder kind of thing. Like, calm down, and you're going to be fine. You're fine. We'll figure this out, all right? Look at me. Look at me. I said look at me!
He's looking at you as you see his eyes are just like full of fear and anger.
Take deep breaths. In and out.
Roll me persuasion with your charisma potion on there, buddy. You're trying to get through to him. Fucking roll for it. Make it happen.
Alright, let's find out. That comes out to... It comes out to a 13.
You beat his 5, so he listens to you as he's shaking really badly as Nez is tying up his legs, as Okros is holding his arms, and he's trying to just like pull himself down. As Nez, as you are tying him up, you with your brain bits, you can easily tell that this was probably due to whatever was in the potion he drank. And so you know that it's probably a timed thing, unless he can kind of ease himself out of it.
Wasn't quite done yet.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Because not 100% of this whole magic thing still.
Uh-huh.
I got this thing called Lay on Hands.
Okay.
I just want to I want to pump some points into this guy to try and help him kind of come back from roid rage.
You're basically trying to like reverse the effects with Lay on Hands.
Not entirely, because I ain't an alchemist, I ain't a doctor. But enough that he can kind of like actually control
Try to use
himself.
that soothing energy.
Yeah, like just being like, calm down, everything's fine, no one's going to hurt you. Just take deep breaths. Whatever's going on with you, we're going to figure out what it is, and we're going to help you the best we can. But you have to breathe.
For shits and giggles, roll me animal handling.
Well, this will be
God damn it,
yes! What's a +0? That's a 19!
Nice.
Yeah, it's you soothe him like you would soothe a raging bull, as he just kind of goes not limp, but he relaxes in the hold that Okros has on him, as he kind of like sits down as he's taking deep breaths and looking at you, and you see that he's unable to speak as his neck is just too thick to really let air pass through to speak normally. But he kind of slowly nods at you as he just kind of sits down, and he doesn't fight back once he's released from Okros's grip.
Cool. If he is calm for now, I am going to whip out my kitchenette and start preparing some comfort food, basically.
Yeah, it's so as he's subdued, you guys begin to hear more screaming from the festival, as chaos begins to erupt from it. Not from the berserker that had just ran through it, but you see that other things are starting to happen, and I need each of you to roll me a DC 12 cons throw, please.
Hang on a second, before you throw it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hang on. I gotta find something. Yes, you're all within 10 feet of me, right?
Not nameless.
Well, kill the cats now, that's fine. Mr. Nez and Mr. Okros, you get a +2 to your saving throws.
Excellent.
Very good. So
that puts me at 11 right now without rolling.
nice.
Nice.
Roll.
And, sorry, which one was that?
Constitution. Con saving throw.
I got a total of 18.
Cool.
I got 16.
Cool.
I got 13.
Cool. Nameless. Constitution saving throw, please.
Something. I got a 2. Uh-oh.
Don't put that bad
12.
juju on him. 12.
I'm,
All right. You meet it, so you beat it. So none of you have weird side effects happen, unfortunately.
Thank you for that reassuring statement. Also, I have to ask: is Okros just the Patrick meme where he wakes up at 1 in the morning at a burger, but instead it's cooking?
Yes.
It's like, well, it's been more than 30 seconds since something's happened. I suppose it's snack time. The weird mix of Patrick Star and Grandma.
It's time for my
clearly-
3 a.m. panini.
Clearly, you just went through a horrible experience. You look hungry.
It's very much like a grandma Patrick Star situation. It's like, my 3 a.m. sandwich, as he pulls out his kitchen and starts cooking the sandwich from scratch. Like, it's like, he's like that. So as we pass the Constitution saves, as you all return, the 3 of you that chased down Tater return to the festival. You see dozens of the attendees in throes of dramatic transformations. Giant hulking mothers awkwardly chasing after their unruly fire-breathing children. A few attendees hoping to increase their speed now teeter on monstrous stilt-like legs that are at least 20 feet long. A lovely couple who are wrapped in an amorous embrace from the Sealed with a Kiss love potion took hold and are now attempting to eat each other. It is, in short, an absolute horror show, and Presto and Nameless are right in the middle, sweating, swearing, and screaming for aid. Now, Nameless, being the person next to Presto, you see that he begins to beg you to protect him and escort him to his shop, claiming that he must have been sabotaged. He's certain he has a way to reverse this mess. It's all in his notebook back in the study. He is both genuine in his desire to solve the problem and genuinely terrified as angry customers surround him, hoping to secure some form of retribution. If anyone would like, or Nameless, if you would like, I would need an Arcana check from you, sir. If you want to. You don't have to.
15.
15. So, Nameless, with that, you can tell easily from your point of view that most of these afflictions could likely be removed with the power of a greater restoration spell. But with so many afflicted, Presto is certain he has a faster solution within his study and encourages you to help him get to it.
Can I roll insight?
You may.
28.
You see that he is genuine and he is freaking the fuck out.
Alright, let's fucking go.
So, as you go to move... yes.
That's not a good sign.
It's a perfect sign. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. So there are 3 people around Nameless and Presto at this point in time. 3 people who are looking to get some form of retribution out of the gnome. You see a formerly shy half-elf who is now a shy banshee with self-control issues. A axe-wielding, towering halfling whose wish to be taller blew up in his face. And then finally, a dwarven man who wanted clearer skin is now an acid dwarf with his face melting off. These are the 3 people that are at the front of the angry crowd that is coming towards Presto and Nameless at this point in time. The rest of you see that there is a large number of angry customers around the festival that are trying to regain their bearings and trying to find Presto at the same time.
I am going to back up to him, crouch, and kind of quietly call over my shoulder, "Get in the haversack."
You want me to get in?
It's more spacious, believe me. Get in the haversack.
Fine. And he jumps into the haversack and is now in the large backpack you wear, as the four of you are now facing down these three individuals in front of you.
People, need I remind you, we too drank his concoctions. It is in our best interest to figure this out as well. We are going to take him to where he claims his notes are, and he is going to fix this. And if he doesn't fix it, well, he will have us to contend with as well. For now, this is, from what I understand, my friends claim it is alchemical in nature, and it should eventually wear off by itself. But we are going to be looking for a faster solution.
You see the halfling that has very tall 15-foot legs as he's just moving towards you with the great axe, going, "But how are we supposed to do anything now? How do we know this is going to wear off in a short amount of time?"
Ogros, may I?
Gladly.
Crate is going. No, I'm going to do thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
I am Creed, in service to Leandros, Watch Commander in Ravenholm. You have, on my word of honor, as has been shown across this realm, that we will do everything we can, everything possible, to ensure things are taken care of for all of you. All we ask is for some time. We'll be taking him to a secure location where he assures us his notes are. Associate has told us, as Mr. Ogros here stated, this is an issue alchemical in nature. The best chance for everyone to return to normal is attempt to stay home. The best chance is to stay calm. Put a rather more bluntly way, if you kill him, he can't fix the problem. He's gonna kind of let that just echo out. Separate those who are hurting each other. Attempt to subdue them as safely as possible. And we shall return as fast as possible with a cure.
The immediate crowd around you takes a step back as they listen, and some of them nod, some of them are still very agitated looking as they're looking for Presto, the gnome. And they really are not happy with the situation, but they're willing to hear you out for it, and they believe you. They believe that you will try and fix this, and that you are going to attempt your best to make sure that they return to their original selves. And so they kind of make way for you as you begin moving towards the study that Presto told you of.
Can he hear us in the haversack?
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Fair.
If he couldn't hear us, I was going to be like, "What's the biggest, sharpest thing you have in your kitchenette?" Like as soon as he gets it out, slam it into a table right next to his face. But he can hear us, and that kind of ruins the threat. If he knows what to expect. I
Yeah,
wanted.
fair.
I was hoping we could give him that animal fear thing.
Indeed. Yes. As we head out, you did mention that some of the people were kind of harming each other, so I'm going to hand my 3 greater healing potions to one of the more sensible people nearby and say, I understand that this is distasteful considering what caused this, but for those who have wounded themselves, these are healing potions.
That's very good.
And then I head out.
Yep. So you guys start moving, and as you start running through the alleyways, as Presto tries to call things out to you, they're like, oh, hey, yeah, it's no, this way. No, the other way. As he's kind of having his own lamentations from inside the haversack, saying, I swear on my life, I don't know why this is happening. Holden, I tested these potions with exacting standards. The best, the top. Presto changer. Oh my god, there's more of them. And as you come across the alley leading to his shop, you see that there is about 6 of these festival goers in front of it that just charge you. There's what looks to be a man that it looks like a werewolf that has male pattern baldness. You see that there is another tall, towering halfling. You see a dwarven brawler that now has stones for hands. And it's just a crowd that runs at you. But as soon as they run towards you and they try to push against you, trying to get through you to Presto, single swipes from you, whether non-lethal or with your hands, would deal with them in a very quick fashion. As you punch the halfling into a wall and you deal its 8 hit points and knock it unconscious. You simply uppercut the brawler, dealing its 13 hit points and knocking it unconscious. And as you nerd fight the balding werewolf, doing its 30 hit points in, I would imagine, a turn, if not 2, and knock it also unconscious, as you leave a swath of knocked out individuals behind you as you make it to Presto's shop. Because, by the way, this is meant for levels 1 through 5. You were level 12. This is why this is so easy.
Oh, that makes sense.
I was gonna say, I'm
When
pretty
you
sure all
said
these
that,
people
though,
are
I just
dead.
imagined the fucking, like, werewolf standing there at the end after the other people just got taken out, just being like, uh-oh, and then this next scene is us just circling around, kicking him on the ground.
Just beating the shit out of them. Yeah.
Look at your uniform. You don't even have a name tape on it.
You don't have a name.
Just lay down. Just lay down. Act like I defeated you.
You don't even have a name tag. Just lay down. Good Austin Powers reference. Very good. Very good.
Very nice.
Upon arrival to Presto's shop, which is less a shop and more of a lodging, even the least perceptive member of the party can tell the place has been ransacked. Scattered papers and smashed vials line the floor. A number of drawers have been pulled out of a small wooden desk and emptied whole hog onto the floor. Even Presto's wardrobe has been tipped over, his prized collection of top coats and fancy hats in a heap underneath the smashed piece of furniture. As he looks towards everything, as he begins to search fervently for his journal, the one that he spoke of at the festival, you hear his heart sink in his words. So he goes, my journal, it's gone. He explains, pointing to a small hidden panel cracked along the wardrobe's back. Who would do this?
I
And now-
suspect whoever sabotaged you.
Well, I imagine so, but we're going to have to try and find something in here. We're going to have to investigate it.
Indeed.
I don't appreciate the sarcastic gift there, Blackburn.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
In the background, all you hear is,
I'm never gonna financially recover.
Yes. So essentially, you guys just need to roll me investigation check to see if you can find anything, and then we'll kind of go from there. So one of you, all of you, somebody.
17.
I'm
Yeah.
glad somebody got a good roll.
I got an 8.
I got a 3.
23.
All right, so Nameless and Nez, as you guys start walking through it, Creed and Okros, you guys investigate the scene, and you find that there is a lot of spilled potions and a very big mess, as well as green chemical burns along the floor in certain areas where some of the more volatile ingredients in his potions had seeped into the woodwork. Nameless and Nez, you two find a folded piece of parchment on the floor that reads as follows. To Mr. Hold Hammerhearth from Patsy's Princely Print Shop. Dear Mr. Hammerhearth, please see the attached final proof for your recent order. We apologize we could not fit Hammerhearth's healing and haberdashery on the same line, as you requested. It's still a lovely name for a shop, however, and we wish you a great success. We also regret to inform you we will be unable to complete the requested print run of flyers in time to be distributed at the Feet Fest, as our staff are planning to attend the event as the same. Surely you understand. Good luck with your new business, and many blessings for opening day. Patsy's Princely Print Shop. And another piece of parchment that is attached to it is a sign that simply says, along the top, the cure for what ails, even what ails was a cure. Hammerhearth's healing and haberdashery. Potion reversal, limb regeneration, the finest hats. Opening soon. Do you show this to Presto? Or read it to him, whichever one works best?
I feel like I read that out loud.
All right. So Presto it clicks into place for him in an instant. Hold, I can't believe it. We worked together for years, perfecting our methods. He never asked for more pay. He always showed up on time. He mixed all the potions for the festival while I finalized my sales pitch, and I found out he's been planning to stab me in the back. You think you know someone? Then Presto, Jake. Oh, you have to find him. If he has my notebook, then he has my formulas. You have to find him. And looking around the shop, you see numerous unlabeled vials that are still intact. Presto offers them to the group if they promise to bring Hold to justice. In his little situation he has here, he has 4 potions of haste, 3 potions of perception, 3 potions of long rest, 4 potions of greater healing, 1 potion of enlarge, and 1 potion of spider climb. And so if you bring Hold to justice, he will happily give those to you. Or that you can also use them now, if you so wish.
I'm not trying to be that guy. His potions just turned a bunch of people into monsters.
I presume these are his stock from before the festival, the untampered batch.
Yes, these are my stockpile I had for the shop, for actual consumers to come in and see, not the ones I brought to the festival. Those were a special batch that Hold helped me create.
Well, as it is in our best interests to bring him to judgment as well, I will gladly take on this task.
A lot of innocent people have been hurt.
Now,
Where would
All
you...
over what? Some petty rivalry.
Now, Nameless, as you've been sniffing around with your cat-like senses and your, passive perception, you pick up on the smell of Hold's cologne, one that you recognize from when you first met him as he was handing you your vial of wisdom. And you can almost trace a trail leading out of the shop through the streets towards where the print shop is.
I'm just gonna book it.
All right, you guys see Nameless, book it.
Follow it.
Jason,
So, as the four of you begin to move down towards the print shop following Nameless, who is just like a bloodhound after this individual, you travel towards the print shop, leaving Presto behind to kind of get his life together. As you approach, you see a figure who looks a lot like Hold Hammerhearth slipping into a sewer grate at the end of a nearby alley. So let's see.
is there a nearer sewer grate?
The one that he went down is the closest one that you can see.
Okay.
C229. Very good. I need my D10. Alright, so as you all drop down into the sewer of grates, you see that he seems to constantly be out of reach, as you can tell that there is he's just moving too quickly. As you drop down, you see that there is a rounded chamber in the center, along with a tunnel that leads further down as you give chase. Are any of you going to try anything to try and get the leg up on him?
Yes.
What would you like to try and do?
I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike and activate Feline Agility.
Alright.
So, the Zephyr Strike first gives me an extra 30 walking speed, so I'd be at 60 total. Then activate Feline Agility, which just doubles that, so I'd be up to 120.
Okay. So you try to do this to get close to him as you just pick up the pace almost instantaneously. Go ahead.
Picking up.
Say again.
I try to do something to help him.
Sure.
As well. I want to try and cut him off with wind ball.
Okay. So you try to cut him off with Windwall as Nameless picks up. And he seems to just be moving ever slightly too fast to get past where you're placing it as he rounds a corner out of your eyesight. And as you place it trying to catch him, you see that the Windwall flings a potion bottle back at you. So, Nameless, I will need you to roll me a dex check. To not get hit by this vial.
16.
16. Very good. So, you barely make it past this potion vial as it's being flung at your head by the wind wall. But then it comes flying back towards the party as the glass kind of breaks and the liquid turns into a fire that spreads through the air running towards you guys. And then Nameless, you run into the wind wall that was placed by Nez. So the three of you that are behind him, which is Nez, Nez, Okros, and Creed, give me a dex save, please, due to the fireball that is coming at you.
Can I Misty Step through the wind wall?
I mean, technically.
Then I would like to do that.
You get +2 to your saving throws, by the way, fellas. Well, Nameless doesn't, but sorry.
I don't.
Creed got an 11.
Alright.
I, with the bonus, got 24.
Very good.
And I got a dirty 20 with the bonus.
Yeah, easily enough, the three of you just kind of shrug off whatever this potion was that was being thrown at you. It just doesn't really seem to do a whole lot as you continue to catch up with Nameless, who has just disappeared down the tunnel. And Nameless, as you round the corner, you see that there is a large pool of water at your feet, and you just kind of skim over it through the wind wall and continuing forward. And as you round a corner, you come into a large sewer part that seems to be almost like two T intersections. And you can see the vague silhouette of Hold down the tunnel about another 80 feet in front of you.
80 feet?
Yes.
I would like to do something.
All right.
I would like to cast Ensnaring Strike at a level 1.
Okay.
And then I want to take a shot with just my regular hunting rifle. To just, all I want to do is hit him, it doesn't matter where. I mean, I don't want to kill him, but like...
Yeah, you want to try and
Well,
just...
I want to shoot him in his butt cheek. How about that?
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll.
Alright, what am I rolling? The spell die, or... I mean,
No,
it's
you're
a
just
level
rolling
1.
to hit.
Does that really matter? Okay, rolling to hit. That would be a 32.
So the round goes, and it catches him in his ass as you hear him swear and cuss as the vines reach up and try to grab him around his legs, as he seems to just throw another vial down his feet as they melt to nothing and he keeps running. Now with a limp because you shot him in the ass cheek.
At least it helps somewhat.
As he rounds the corner, as the rest of your party is now about 80 feet behind you.
I feel like right now I'm like doing the running in place motion while like looking at Hold and then looking back at the party and looking at Hold and looking back at the party. And then I chase after him.
Ah, very good.
Like Scooby-Doo style?
Yeah.
Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go?
While holding a fucking rifle in my hand, yeah.
And so you give chase as the party catches up behind you as the wind wall is dispelled and they push past. And as they get to where you are, they see one of your casings sitting along the sewer as they see you run down the corner as you come face to face, Mr. Nameless, with 4 very large and very angry rats, all covered in this weird yellow potion.
Son of a bitch. How close are they together?
Oh, you're in their face. Are you talking to the guy or
No,
the
how
rats?
close, the rats. How close are they together?
They're close enough that if you're gonna do your horde breaker thing, it would work. You're in a sewer tunnel.
Yeah. That and Hail of Thorns is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. How badly do I want to fuck up these things? Like, we talking level 1 again versus 1d10, or should I do level 4 where it's 4d10? Choices. Let's do level 2 for Hail of Thorns.
All right.
Does that be the spell die still?
We'll say for the moment that spell dice don't matter, just for the sake of narration.
So we'll do the Hail of Thorns and then just, pop the 3 rats with the hunting rifles. That's what I have out.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not even gonna
shooting-
have you roll shit, because they're
Okay.
they're again meant for level 5 at max. So I think you guys are gonna be fine. You guys just hear Nameless fire off a bunch of rounds, and you see the muzzle flash kind of light up the tunnel down a ways. And as you guys catch up to him, you see 4 rats of extremely unknowable size in front of him that have just been perforated, is the best word to use in this instance. They've been perforated worse than dot matrix paper at this point.
I'm really ready. Came around the corner and just went.
Anyway, I started blasting.
Who, Nameless? Weird. That's out of character.
Right.
So, as you guys come around the corner, you see Nameless and the perforated rats. You see 20 feet ahead of you is a ladder leading up, and the manhole cover open as light is coming down into the tunnel.
Is he leaving a blood trail?
The trickles in the water. It's hard to tell because it's a sewer. Also, you just filled this part of the sewer with a whole lot of blood, so it's hard to tell whose is whose.
Yeah, but I feel like climbing up a ladder, he's got to use that butt cheek muscle. It would probably leave a little bit.
It's also the only ladder, but yes, it would probably leave a trail.
Okay. I didn't know it was the only, like...
It's a
didn't know
dead
there
end
was
with a
there's
ladder.
still yeah, didn't know it was a dead end.
Yeah, it's a dead end with a ladder. Yeah.
No. Out we go? Question mark?
Let's say we see the ladder, right?
Yeah, easily.
Kree's gonna walk past and like ruffle the top of Nameless's heads. I see the cat go with the rats. We'll get you a treat later. And make his way towards the ladder.
Very good. So,
What a whole box of fucking fuzzball treats.
I would like to bypass the ladder for one of our friends and yeet them to the top.
which friend are you eating to the top?
No, stealth is willing.
I mean, sure. Yeet him.
Not gonna lie, I was like, my butthole puckered. I was like, oh, here we go. Fuck.
What I was thinking when you said that was like, Oko starts running at full speed. It just grabs Nameless by like the legs and
It
just throws him
Yeah.
straight up the hole.
It was a yoink and a yeet. That's exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
Okay, so I feel like I need to ask, right? Like,
Yeah.
how much does Nez weigh?
Not
Nez?
enough.
No. That's a solid answer.
I
Yeah.
hate the fact
Yeah.
that's a valid answer, though. I feel like that doesn't answer the question.
I mean, Okros at this point has like a strength of 23. It does answer the question.
All right, fuck it.
I think canonically Nez would probably come in with all of his gear on, probably something close to like 240, because he carries a lot. He has the mechadendrite pack and a lot of like heavy shit.
Well,
but without
also
it, he's
gotta
like
think about-
probably 160, which is average height and build for a changeling.
I gotta think of something clever to say now, because like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if I just watched someone who's like pretty built just pick up like a car door and throw it down a hallway, I feel like I have to say something.
All right, that's fair.
And in this case, he's just picking up the changeling and he's just gonna throw him up a ladder. Okay.
With a
Like-
26, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
yeah, I'm obligated to say something in reaction to this because this is not normal. Even by our standards, this is not normal.
That's fair. That's fair.
oh yeah, it's totally fucking normal if he eats the fucking cat, though. Jeez.
But you're a cat. Like,
No, it's not the fact that I'm a cat that you should have been focused on. It's the eating part that you should have focused on.
my apologies. Go ahead and do your eating, I guess.
No. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
I'm trying to think
This
what to
isn't
say, but-
normal. You're gonna say something.
So, as Nameless and Creed are bickering, Okros, you pick up Nez and you just yeet him up the ladder. And Nez, as you come through the manhole and you land with your feet across it as you're just kind of like weapon ready looking for problems, you see or you smell an acrid chemical smell that just hits your nostrils full front as you find yourself in a dark warehouse-like space. A long-forgotten storeroom that has been transformed into a mad alchemist laboratory. A row of barrels line the back of the wall of the space, and you hear harried clattering coming from behind those. On the opposite wall is a pristine collection of hats in various shapes and sizes. A few more vials smash, and an awful growl carries over the barrel wall. A giant dwarven head rises just over the wall as Hold triples in size. And that's what you see. And that's what you all hear from down there still in the sewer.
Hey guys, we got a really big problem up here.
Son of
Well,
a bitch.
move then. And I grab Nameless and yeet him up to 24.
It's just, and then move. Just thunk. Nameless comes shooting out of the manhole between Nez's legs and just like hits the ceiling, claws out.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's like a dex check. But he is a cat, so he's gonna land on his feet.
He's gonna land on something.
Creed is gonna look at Okros and just like make eye contact, do the finger. No.
No.
I will give him the after you motion then.
I just imagine Okros going to grab Creed, Creed just snapping his head, I'm holding the finger up and going, "Don't you fucking dare."
Oh,
And yeah, Creed's gonna get up there as fast as possible.
So you two making up the ladder as Nameless, you get yourself off the ceiling from that predicament that you found yourself in, as the four of you face down a dwarf that now stands at a towering 20 feet tall. Who is just this immense monster covered in different colors of potions, scattered glass around all of the barrels, and he's just breathing heavily. Just his jaw is jutted, his teeth are pointed, his veins are popping out. He looks like Bane from the old animated series of Batman. He is just massive and just terrifying to look at. It's like facing down an orc. It's not a lot of fun times. And so at this point, it seems that he's not going to go down without a fight, and he doesn't look like he's open to conversation. So however you want to deal with this is up to you.
As somebody who has come from a background of hunting similarly sized beasts for trophies, aim for the knees and the ankles.
That is a good piece of advice.
well, I mean, I already shot him in the ass, so. Question.
Yes.
Since he's getting bigger, does that hole get bigger too?
No, it's healed up.
Out of character, maybe we should try to negotiate.
It doesn't
Shooting him
seem that
didn't
he wants to negotiate.
So shooting him didn't seem to make him happier or more willing to like not kill us. Maybe maybe violence doesn't solve all the problems.
I mean, you can try what you want.
Let me rephrase that. I'm tired of killing someone in every town we go to. Okay, like, can we just have one town we go to and everything's peaceful and we just don't kill anyone?
He can live without his knees.
So, what do you do? I mean, you can try and negotiate. That's always an option. Go for it.
If you like to try it, you're more than welcome.
What's this guy's name again?
But I am ready.
Hold Hammerhearth.
Oh, so it was just okay. It was hold. Hold or Holt?
Hold.
H-O-L-T?
H-O-L-D-D. Delta.
He's gonna like carefully step forward with his hands out, showing his palms. Like, not have a weapon. Hold. I'm not sure if you remember. My name's Creed. You appear to be having some sort of reaction to the chemicals that were brewed for the fair. There's no need for violence. We can try to help you. There is a cure for whatever's ailing you. We can help you. We can fix this.
He looks at you as you're speaking to him, and he kind of lets out this deep chuckle. He goes, I know that the potions weren't good. I made them not good. And besides, nonsense. Violence solves everything, as he throws a fucking barrel at you. Give me a dex
I would
save.
like to swing to intercept it.
Yes. I mean, what?
Because I was ready. I was standing ready for combat.
Alright, roll the hit, Okros.
Yeah. I don't think you need to worry about that, buddy.
Oh, okay, fair.
That's a 22.
Alright, so the barrel doesn't hit you. The liquid does. Give me a con save.
I got a 15.
Alright, cool. Let's see what happens.
So not only are you a bastard, you're rude as well.
So, this is interesting. You come underneath the effect of the haste spell.
What?
Okay.
So, Creed, you now have double your movement speed and an additional action.
Cowabunga it is, apparently.
There's a lot of other caveats to the
we could
haste spell,
quadruple
but,
your
you know,
movement speed.
it doesn't stack. That's how you die.
No, I simply
I'm
meant
just
I could
gonna-
yeet him half the distance.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just gonna shake my head and climb back down the ladder and just walk away.
just, I'm leaving this place.
And this is where Nameless left us.
And this is where Nameless went, nah, I'm good.
The one time this motherfucker does something stupid, it is gonna get fucking, like, his consequences, and he gets hazed? Oh. Shenanigans. I call shenanigans.
All right, so at this point, let's go ahead and roll ourselves some good initiative here. Nameless, are you just exiting the fight? Are you just like fucking out? You're just like, nah, I'm good.
Wait, does this count as a spell or is it a potion?
It's a potion.
Okay, yeah, I'm just moping out of there.
You're like, I'll be down the ladder until this is all done.
Yeah, just
Fair enough.
just walk down the sewer with my thumb hanging out. Not really expecting anyone to pick me up, but just yeah, for emotional effect there.
All right,
Well,
so
an old exit or old
Walks
outro
up
for the
to the
fucking
fucking
Hulk
dead
TV show
rats.
plays.
So, you come here often?
so you guys seen any sports? You seen any?
Go ahead, you endless. Flee like the coward you are.
Did you just call him Nyanless?
Yes.
That's stupid, and I'm here for it.
But, Mr. Hold, if you wish to be rude and you wish to be a bastard, well, I suppose it's about that time. And, Creed is going to reach that back, draw a head axe, and just can whip it at him.
Roll me initiative first, and you do get advantage because you are hasted.
I got a 19 on mine.
19, very good.
I'm glad for that. I went from a 9 to a 26.
There you go. All right.
Nice.
And then Ness,
12.
12, very good. So he will go last. So you're whipping a hand axe at him. Roll the hit.
18.
That is a hit.
That's going to go ahead and do 3 damage.
All right.
I'm then going to proceed to draw the Crucible Sin and try to stab him.
All right. Roll the hit.
That's a 14.
Does not hit. You do have another
Uh,
action, so you do have 2 more attacks if you so wish.
Yep. We're going to go just give that another shot.
Mary,
How about a 25?
that's a hit.
That's 6, and then I'm going to stab him again.
I'm stab him again. Roll.
17.
Nice. That is a hit.
That's 8 damage to him.
Very
and then
good.
I'm going to back up. Because he's probably going to try to grab me, and I'm not down for that.
Very good. Okros.
I am going to enter a rage again. Second, let me take that off. There we go. And I would... How far away am I from him?
Within 30.
Then, yes, I'm going to run up 15 feet, activate my rage, and then use the bonus action to use instinctive pounce upon him.
Yes.
And I'm gonna bring my mace down on his knee as hard as I can.
All right. Roll to hit.
That is a plus. Oh, yes, that is a 28 before my rage bonus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're fine.
Okay.
You crack him in the knee as you just hear a sickening crack and twist as his knee goes down to the ground. What damage do you do, sir?
I rolled a 6 and a 5, so 11 plus 10, so 21 damage.
Very good. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Your second attack.
Is going for his other knee.
Ha! Of course. Very good. Roll.
That one is a 26 before my bonuses.
That's still a hit. You do it, even with the cold shot.
Excellent. Oh. This one was 3 plus 10, 13 damage.
Very good. So you knock him down to his knees. He is not looking super great as you cracked both his knees inward. Very gross, very effective. Mr. Nez.
I'm gonna load the dread with some blue rounds,
All right.
and then go ahead and take a shot.
Do it.
It'll be an 18.
That's a hit.
So that's a 10 plus. God, did that take forever to roll that? I feel like. And 6, so 16.
Very good.
And then Lucifer's gonna take a shot.
Nice. He's been in his pouch all day. He craves violence.
Yes, he does. It's gonna be a 13 with the Force Ballista.
That is not a hit. That is a miss, unfortunately.
And that'll be my turn.
All right.
Freaking Lucifer's just sitting there all.
Father, I crave violence.
Yes. Hold is
And
going
then all
to.
sad because of the miss.
Yeah. And then, Father, why? So, Hole is going to try and move on his broken fucking knees towards Creed, and is going to attempt to grab Creed. So, Creed, I need you to roll a strength check, please. What is that?
It's a 12.
Cool. So he beats that easily, and he picks you up and throws you. Just kind of like picks you up, pulls you behind the head, and then just fucking yeets you towards some vats that are along the back wall that you were standing in front of. You will take... you will take 10 bludgeoning damage. And let me pull up the map of the room again. Let's see where, in which vat you land into or on. Nice. This is going to be fun. So, you guys see Creed get picked up and thrown into one of the vats along the far side of the room. He crashes into it, as is the one in the deep corner. So as he smashes into it, the liquid pours all over him, soaking into his clothes, as there wasn't much left of it. And Creed, as you stand up, as the bludgeoning you took is not something you haven't taken before, it's not a whole lot, you feel your body begin to shift. As you begin to feel the hair on your arm become thicker, your jaw begins to elongate, your teeth become sharper, your horns recede slightly, as you become a werewolf for the next 3 hours. As you were thrown into a potion of lycanthropy.
Okay, that shit's popular around.
I'm sorry I keep focusing on really unusual things. I can just imagine Creed looking down at his feet and trying to figure it out.
You are very confused.
You go from hooves to actual feet.
Yes.
Man, that'd be so jarring.
And it is.
Like, I forget the claws thing. Like, what are at the bottom of my legs now?
What the fuck are these?
Yeah, what are the 5 things? What are those?
What are the 5 things? Which brings
Were
us...
your legs, like, bent backwards, too?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Actually, no, technically they
his
already
legs,
are.
Yeah, his legs are still reverse jointed because he's a tiefling.
Right, I mean, if he's a werewolf, does that not change?
Yeah, it doesn't change. He's still reverse jointed as a werewolf.
That's fucking creepy.
I mean, he's more, if you look into, like, World of Darkness, the different forms, he's essentially more of a lupine form instead of a full lichen form. Where he's more wolf than, like, man, I guess the best way to put it. It's very much like the old school way of drawing, where they had, like, the reverse jointed legs, and they just were more, like, leaned over and angry looking. But yeah, so it's now top of the turn order, which brings us to Creed, who has now been turned into a werewolf.
Am I still me?
Yeah. Oh no, you're still you. It's just you've been transformed.
Okay.
You're not like falling into a rage or anything. You're just now werewolf Creed.
So he doesn't get anything from it. He just has fur and cubs.
I would legitimately love to spend this entire round having Creed try to figure out feet. I feel like that would 100% be in character, but that's not very entertaining.
I mean,
so I'll just Creed will just look at. Well, that's new. Oh, terribly sorry. I believe you threw me into this. It's rather rude of you. Actually, legitimate question.
Yeah.
How does that work with the armor?
All the straps are broken. I was waiting to see if you would notice that or not. It basically fell off of you during your transformation. So you're essentially, if you pick up the Crucible of Sin, you can still use it, but you're not packing anything on you. You're essentially naked.
That bastard broke your arm.
Okay, now this is a serious question.
Yeah.
The pouch with my book in it, is it damaged or wet?
I mean, he did throw you against the vat, so the pouch is probably wet. It's not sitting in it, but like the belt buckle definitely got bent during your transformation and snapped. So your belt fell off. The book could be, wet, but it's hard to tell because you're not looking into it.
All right, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna see if I can word this correctly. Right. He is no longer. He's gonna pick up the Crucible of Sin. He is not holding it like a sword. He's flipping it the other way around, and he's now not very happy.
Oh, you're gonna fucking old armored combat him.
Yeah. That blade's pointing down. He ain't stabbing up. He ain't swinging down. He's stabbing down.
Creed, as you prepare yourself to jump back into the fray with Hold, Nameless, you guys noticed Nameless's head come out of the sewer grate for a second to check on how y'all's progress is. You see him make eye contact with Werewolf Creed and just nope and just go right the fuck back down. So Creed.
Yep, sounds about.
What do now?
Great, Adam. We are stabbing this motherfucker.
Alright. You were still affected by haste, so you still have your 2 actions. And you are a big Angie boy, so roll the hit.
Let me I'm trying to figure out what would be really insulting to do.
Stabbing him?
Oh no. See that's some simple shit. Let's see. Where is it? Mm-mm. We're gonna do a little thing called smite.
A little thing called smite.
All right. I'm gonna ask an out of character question. Would it be more insulting to hit him with 2d6 thunder damage or psychic or 1d6 of psychic? What do you think? Hypothetically speaking, what would be more insulting?
The more damage you deal.
But sending a message.
You're fighting him to the death.
Yeah, but it's about sending a message. No, I'll just do a thunderous.
All right.
But that's gonna have to when I attack.
Mm-hmm.
So let's stab this guy first.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 10. I'm gonna guess that misses.
That is a miss.
It's a 17.
That is a hit.
All right, so that is going to be 8 damage, and then we're gonna do 1, but he has to pass a wisdom 15.
Wisdom 15. Where the fuck is this character sheet go? Sheep, boop, boop, boop. Yeah, no, he fails.
Yeah. So He's frightened of me until the spell ends, which is up to a minute.
All right.
And actually, because I did stab him,
All right.
I can do it again.
Yep.
Or try for it again, anyways.
Well, you do have 2 actions, so you do get 4 attacks in total.
13?
Miss, unfortunately.
4 times the charm.
Yep.
Nah, that's a 14.
There. Yeah. No, you hit him
So-
once. He's real spooked at you. He doesn't
And,
like you. He doesn't want to be near you.
Yeah, no, I'm not running away. I'm fine here.
All right. Okros.
Well, it's funny you scared him because I was planning on doing the same thing.
No.
Right.
After I had smashed his knees, I was going to grab him by the beard and use daunting roar in his face. So, yeah, I think I'm going to use my bonus action to do that.
Yeah. All right.
So that is a... Let me just read that again. Frickin' daunting roar is plus proficiency plus my con mod. So that is a DC 21 wisdom saving throw.
No, he fails it. He's terrified.
And basically I'm going to use that to bellow surrender or perish, and if he doesn't surrender, I'm going to smack him 2 more times.
He doesn't surrender. He's still in whatever state he's in.
Alright, this time I'm aiming for the elbows.
So you're working your way in. All right. Thump him.
That is a 29 to hit with my rage bonus. No, rage bonus only adds damage, right?
Yeah, damage only.
I always forget that.
Damage.
Yes, no, 26 then.
Yeah, you hit.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, jeez, what the hell? No, not the help center. No, go away, Discord.
16 damage.
Nice.
Wait, how did you open the help center in Discord?
Because I was typing a message and then I apparently must have hit one of my F keys.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I don't know how it happened, but it did, and it was terrifying. I was scared.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, you do the dablage.
And then, I guess I will... Did that crump his elbow, or do I need to hit it again?
I mean, you definitely hit his elbow for a good amount of damage. He's not looking hot. That elbow was broke. Broke.
Alright, then the other elbow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's an 18 before anything else. So yeah, that hits. That was higher than my other roll.
Yeah, I'll do it.
2, 5, 4, 17 damage.
Yeah, it's you do some good damage. All right, and Nez, what you got, buddy?
I'm going for another shot.
Go for the shot.
It'd be a 19.
That's a hit.
And then for Lucifer's shot, I got a 17.
That is a hit.
So the dread does 20.
Goodbye.
Okay.
15 from Lucifer, so 35 total from me.
Nice. As you see that
Lucifer
it's...
truly did crave violence.
He did. As you see him kind of rear up as he just yells in fury and rage, as you see him go down to strike you with whatever effort he has left in his body, you just hear rifle shots from the sewer as you see Nameless sitting on top of the ladder as he shoots hold as his body erupts in thorns that just spray inward and outward as he just falls to the side, slumped. Dead. As Nameless does something to the tune of 90 damage.
91 to be exact. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Presto arrives.
101. 101. Sorry.
101. Presto
101
arrives.
Dead dwarves. I mean, what?
101, Jesus. Presto arrives as the gunshots echo and Hold falls to the ground dead. Presto is shocked and unnerved by the entire circumstance and equally miffed. Hold would go out of all of this trouble to build a business right under his nose. Grateful, he declares the party can have anything they find in the room that they are standing in, as well as spoils for their effort, with the exception of his notebook and any potions of greater restoration which he needs to solve the city's poison potion problem. So you guys would find Presto's notebook. You would find 800 gold worth of coin, kind of spread out throughout the shop. You guys would also...
That sounds like a tidy 200 each.
Mm-hmm. You guys would find 1 potion of Enlarge, 4 potions of Stone Giant, and 4 potions of Constitution.
Nice.
So, just so you guys are aware of what you have gotten so far, I'm going to type this in the VC chat so you guys can write it down as you need it. I'm going to have to put my book down to the side so I can type this out correctly. List of goodies. I spelt it wrong, but you can fight me. You have 4 potions of haste.
Behind the library after school tomorrow. You bring your friends, I'll bring mine.
I don't need friends. I have the entire monster manual. Far off. And then it was 3 potions of perception. Then it was 3 potions. Ah. Yeah, you guys are getting a pretty good haul out of this. Greater healing, and then you got 1 potion of enlarge, and then 1 potion of spider clam. And then from his little spot that you just cleared, you got 3 potions. Oh, you got 1 enlarge. Potion of enlarge. You got 3 potions of stone giant. And
2 tickets to paradise?
Maybe. And 3 potions of constitution. So you do see that as also that you're getting these potions from what you found. You do see that there are some pristine hats along the wall that Hold seemed to have been making for his shop. One of them seems to stick out among the rest. It is a fancy wool top hat with a golden eagle feather, seemingly handmade by Hold Hammerhearth himself as a means of helping him deceive his former employer, Preston Glimbo, which is the name of the amazing Presto. Would anyone like to take the hat?
Sure.
You now have Hold Hammerhearth's hat. You will need to attune to it, but it will give you a +2 and advantage on deception checks and makes the wearer appear slightly taller and particularly fancy. Yes, that is what you all acquire. As Presto gets his notebook and the potions of Great Restoration that he could find from the shop, he simply asks you if you'd be willing to help him carry some of the barrels of the Greater Restoration potion here back to his shop so that he can distribute it to the people who have been affected by this betrayal at the festival.
Gladly.
Show me what you got.
I presume I can shoulder a barrel or two.
Yes, easily, without a doubt. And so you all move, with the help of Okros and others, move the barrels to Presto's shop, where he helps them distribute it to the people in need who have lined up outside of his shop in a very angry fashion. And as they see you and him come back, they see that you held yourselves to your word, held yourselves accountable to helping them out. And they are grateful. And so you begin helping him delve out the potions as necessary as people start to revert to their original forms, no longer being ailed by these potions that they took that were spiked by Hold Hammerhearth, who now remains a very large corpse in his warehouse. You are offered room and board for free by the innkeeper that is next door to Presto, as well as tokens of thanks and appreciation from the townsfolk, as they tell you that they heard what happened to Durian's Watch and they were worried something would happen to them in the terms of the wardens coming to try and burn their town to the ground. They did not realize that they would be afflicted by such a temperamental potion maker. And so, with that, you all get a nice little reprieve from the norm as you'll make it back to the Valkyrie.
It is unfortunate that the town was thrown into chaos, but at least, mostly, everyone was unharmed.
I must admit, I truly do miss the old days.
Oh?
Yes, back before I became a hero. There's a little sarcastic hand thing. Back when I could just visit towns and enjoy my time in the town.
As Creed is doing the sarcastic hand thing as he's carrying bags of his shit back to the Valkyrie as he's still a werewolf for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
I miss the days where I could visit a town before I was a hero, he says, laden down with loot from being a hero.
No, I'm literally carrying my own shit
Yeah.
bag. I'm not carrying loot. I'm literally carrying my own stuff.
This is true. This is true.
Like, you know, you're like, oh
Just
man,
made for a funny mental image.
you're walking about the hat you stole from the man we murdered in the sewers, and you're like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not that bad. As I look at you with like my snout sticking out, and canines are like, yeah, I know. Must be so rough for you. Must be so rough for you.
Where's the Christian
Uncles.
Bell meme of just like, good for you.
good for you.
Oh, good for you.
And how was it?
Yeah.
Alright. Back when I could just visit towns and enjoy it. Every bloody town I went to, I didn't have to kill someone.
This is fair.
Have you realized that? There's a single town in all the realm that we visited where we did not kill someone. Don't you find that odd?
Seems to me that just means each town has at least one bad egg.
But how many eggs have to be bad before you wonder?
I mean, consider the multitude of people we left alive in those cities. They greatly outnumber the amount we killed. There are many more good eggs than bad eggs, clearly.
Oh, Gross, might I bother you for a favor?
Hmm?
And, Creed with a massive hand now. He's gonna hold out the pouch that has his book in it. Could you find out if my book is wet?
Ah, yes, I imagine it would be a little difficult to handle right now. Gladly. I will
Thank
open
you.
the pouch and check for him.
It is not. It is not
It
wet.
seems to be still fully intact. Pouch did its job.
Wonderful.
And I will close it as best I can again.
He's gonna have a really twisted look on his face because the lichen face does not exactly endear itself for happiness. It's smiling. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're most welcome. Well, once we get back to the Valkyrie, I think it is time for a feast.
As you all get back to the Valkyrie at this point, stretching yourselves in, as you can feel the weariness kind of wearing down on you, but it's at least done. You know that Demiosin is safe. This debacle that thankfully you were there to fix has been fixed, and that the town is not under threat for the moment. And as you guys step into the Valkyrie, you hear the voice overhead call down to you, simply saying, "I've received message for Nameless."
Oh, what is it now?
Oh, you're popular today.
Apparently so. At least I'm not getting yeeted yet.
Valkyrie,
I mean, if you would like assistance.
Valkyrie has orders to return to New Haven.
Okay. Do you want me to go to New Haven with you? Question mark.
I will take you all to New Haven, so Nameless can read message and be distributed orders.
Yes, we need to find out what this is. I get on ship.
You all get on the ship as the Valkyrie spools up its engines and begins its takeoff flight. As, with a quickness, it begins to fly you all back to New Haven, flying over the Scoured Pass, over the sand-scorched desert, over Adriel Cove and Score Dune, in the crater that is now Watcher's Rest. When you do eventually make it back to New Haven, the Valkyrie lands, and you are greeted by a number of individuals. You are greeted by Leandros, a couple of his lieutenants and captains, as well as Azrael, the rabbit folk sniper that you have met in a few turns passing. Leandros steps forward to see you all. Creed, at this point, you're wearing your spare clothing, as your armor still needs to be repaired, the strappings and such, so that they can be replaced upon your body, but you're not naked, and you are now a tiefling again.
Good.
Leandro steps forward and sees you all and goes, "Ah, very good. You have finally arrived. It is good to see you. I imagine that your adventures south were eventful. We saw the large explosion from Watcher's Rest. It's good to see that you were not inside it when it happened. You can debrief me on that later. But first, I have something to give to Nameless. Something that pains me to do so, but I believe will do him good. Azrael, can you explain what it is exactly that we are giving him, as you have sprung this upon me with quite a surprise for my own?" The rabbit folk steps forward as he pulls down his hood. The rifle just leaning against the tree as he steps through. He goes, "Hey, chuckle fucks, listen."
Wait, Thumper. Do I need a whiskey for this first?
No, you need to shut the fuck up and listen.
Son of a bitch.
All right, listen here. Nameless here is being put on a special priority mission. I'm going to unfortunately be the first to admit, begrudgingly, that Nameless is one of the best shots we have in New Haven. Begrudgingly admit that he's probably a better shot than I am. And that's why we need him to go and take care of a situation that we have found. Unfortunately, means that he is going to be away from you all for a time. And we want you to be aware of that in that essence. We have received reports that there is a major player in Dunmarn at this point in time that specifically reports back to High Charity based on some kind of progress of the Warden project that you guys have been continually running into, especially with those new immolators and the Wardens you have fought previously. They've apparently been taking people from Dunmarn for these tests. One of the lead guys is supposed to be there. Nameless, we're going to be asking you to go. We're going to have an infiltrator ship drop you off on the northern part, north of Martyr's Wake, and you'll be marching yourself down to finding a shooting position where, if he does happen to show himself, your job is to take as much intel as you can and then remove him from any process henceforth.
Three whiskeys.
Your secondary act afterwards is going to be making sure that another major player does not come to pass within the realm that we are currently looking at. We have received word that Crom has risen to some form of power in Cauldry. And so we are going to be tasking you as well to try and remove him from the board as well. You will be gone for a few months. You'll be working within both the snowy landscapes north of Dunmarn as well as the sands of the Glass Keep trying to find a good position to make your way to Cauldry to hopefully kingmaker him, so to speak.
Alright, I guess I accept. I need weapons first. I need ammo first. And we
You'll
can
have all the ammunition that you require for both of your weapons. You'll have all the provisions and equipment you will need. And you will be, once you are over the ocean, you will be in deep cover with no communications, minus a specific device we will be giving you to report back any intel or eliminations that you take part in. This will be the last time you see your compatriots here until you return back to active duty. The only upside I see of this is that you'll be answering to me, which makes me happy to some extent.
Well,
Okay, I'll do this on one condition. And only one. Small one.
Name it.
I'm gonna report to you as you being Thumper the whole time.
I can live with that as long as you will complete your objectives.
Cool. I'll do it.
You'll be leaving in the morning, and the rest of you, don't worry, we'll be having a, I don't want to say replacement, because we don't know how long it's actually going to be, but you'll be having another member of your team added before Nameless leaves. So that way, you'll at least still be at full strength.
very well. And I only
Hey,
have
don't
one
forget.
thing to say.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to kneel down before Nameless and take off my bear claw necklace and put it on him and say, good hunting.
Yeah, big guy. Look after these fucks for me, alright?
I will do so.
And Creed,
Expect
remember.
a feast upon your return.
Oh, yes. I'm gonna miss your cooking. Ah. And Creed, remember, you still owe me a whole box of Snuggle Muffin treats.
Oh, so.
This is true, you
And-
did promise.
You did. And Nez, keep Lucifer warm for me. Think, once I get back, I'll have to get shot that hay a little bit more.
Will do. I'll have him practice his aim. That way, he won't go flying into walls either.
And until we meet again, don't die on me.
You do the same.
You ain't gotta worry about me.
For that.
I'll be
I'll
back
also
before you
put a
know it.
reassuring hand on Creed's shoulder.
I'm just gonna fuck me the whole time once I get back. It'll be a nice little vacation for me, and then I'm gonna have so many things to come back on. I'm gonna write them all down. Just you wait. So I expect another list of names by the time I get back.
Now, before you all start, tear-jerking each other about this whole sadness that you're feeling, he ain't leaving till the morning. The ship ain't gonna be gone till then. So you'll have the night to have your a little sit-down and an actual farewell, if you will.
Then tonight we celebrate.
But that is all I had to say on the matter. Go ahead and move to your quarters. Do as you wish. Nameless, report to the barracks at 0600. You'll be out of here before the sun's up. That is all. And Azrael turns, and he picks up his rifle and starts walking back towards the compound. Leandros looks to the four of you and goes, "You've all gone through so much together. I know that Nameless is going to do good things, and that I know the three of you will take care of the new addition that we find you. But just remember that you have done a great job in what you have done here. We have been able to bring back the security of this region we have moved back into reclaiming Ravenholm. Glacier Keep has been rebuilt. Clem, unfortunately, has become more active between the two cities as he is helping manage the projects. And we have begun building a force that will give the gods a run for their money. It's all thanks to you. And now, Nameless, you will be the dagger in the dark that we hopefully will turn the tide of this fight. And we will see you all again. But rest, celebrate, take care. If you need me, I will be in the command center until it is time for my own self to celebrate the good deeds of those that I have commanded. Good night. And Leandros turns with a quick salute and walks off towards the command center, leaving you all on the landing ramp for the Valkyrie.
Well, where's the nearest tavern?
It'd be the one
Celebrate.
probably closest to your townhouse.
Excellent. Then, shall we be off?
Yes, let's be off.
I suppose we should stop by the house first. You might want to offload your things.
That'll be fine.
Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey.
So, you all move towards the tavern, the one that's close to the townhouse, as you guys spend the night celebrating. Celebrating the deeds that you've all done, the deeds of that have brought you this far, the accolades you've earned, and everything else in between. And that even though that you will be separated for a time, that this does not mean that it is an end. It does not mean that it will be forever this way. Just that for now, your paths split, and one day they will come back together again. And as the night begins to drag on, you find yourselves heading back to the townhouse. Some of your thoughts bittersweet in their keepings, others more tantalizing in the fact of joy and happiness for the opportunities that they will see, of what the new team member you have will be like, of the adventures Nameless will go on, the things that he will accomplish to turn the tide of the war you all find yourselves in, that maybe this is the final steps towards finishing this fight that you've been stuck in for years, that this is what you needed. But whatever the reason, you sing songs and speak of tales and you recount everything you've done, and finally you find yourselves all in your rooms, resting. The final night together as the four horsemen, the four bringers of justice and hope and light to a world that has been plagued by nothing but oppression and pain. You all rest, knowing that one day you will see each other again, and that is what counts the most, is that if anything is true about the four of you, is that you're all very hard to kill, and you hold that badge close to your heart. And that is where we end our session.
Indeed.
Alrighty.
So, a nice...
I can go back to this voice now. Yay!
A nice little wrap down into everything. A nice little step into what may be and what may befall those that are around us. And it's all meant to be a little bit of a vague kind of just where we're going, how we're doing stuff. So, we're going to do our usual breakdown before we go into our regular run-of-the-mill end of the night shut-in. Basically going to either raiding or saying goodbye, talking about plans going forward, etc. So let's start at the top with Mr. Creed. The good, the bad, and the ugly. What'd you see? What'd you like?
Well, I have to say I did feel kind of cheated because I had a prediction. Because you were describing this pumpkin, and I said the pumpkin is totally evil, and I feel cheated that it was not the pumpkin that was evil. I want to
It
point
was
that
just
out.
a big pumpkin. Like it's
You were vague with everything else, but you were being very specific with this pumpkin.
so
And I thought it was going to be like it gets to the center of town, and they throw a chemical on it, and it comes alive and turns people evil.
it turns into the
like-
Harvest Lord and just starts killing people.
Yeah,
like-
but instead
Man,
it's
some
like
farmer was just really proud of that pumpkin.
instead it's like no, the dude in the fighting pit is roid raging out. I will say it was kind of nice, like being able to kind of to talk him down. I tried very hard, like legitimately, we keep killing people in every town we go to.
I mean, I was trying to not kill him too. I was crippling the shit out of him and trying to get him to surrender, but suddenly he was just
He was just like ah.
Like, I think that was probably my favorite part. Also, the two truths and a lie was a bit of a roller coaster. Okay, I guess you the crab thing threw me really really hard.
All of that was improv because it doesn't say what you're supposed to do for. It doesn't even give you lines. It's just like, oh yeah, if they do it, it's a DC 20, and then otherwise he has to do it against them, and it's a DC based off this. And I'm like, okay, but there's no ad libs or like any kind of.
I'm trying to rationalize. I'm like, because falling in love with a dragon doesn't have to be an actual dragon.
Right.
Like you can hear tales from mythology and fall in love with characters from myth. And I'm like, oh, it's probably like he heard the tale about this one dragon who like gave her life protecting, her,
or fell in love
with
with like a person that looked normal and turned out to be like a dragon and polymorph or
yeah,
something.
I was like, okay,
it's...
yeah, I could see it. And like heir to a forgotten kingdom. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Just over time, royalty dies and the kingdom falls apart. Yeah, I can see it. But you were like specific about his love for crab, and I was like, please let this be please don't let this be true. Please let this be a lie, because I really don't like the implications, which started a whole roller coaster, including. I'm sorry, who made the that was Mr. Rage made the cursed crab image, and that was
yes.
That was not a route I saw that going. So.
No, it wasn't, and I was kind of happy it did though, because it was very funny.
Yes.
But that's about what I got. We murdered someone else in another town, so we could put that down as a negative.
Oh no, our sharp weapon did their job, and we couldn't talk them down. Yes.
Track us down by the if there's someone been high profile murder in a town, we are probably there. So.
You guys do happen to find and then solve problems very quickly when you go to towns. It's weird. It's protag syndrome is what it is.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's super weird. Mr. Nameless, good, bad, the ugly.
I mean, I don't really have a good, bad, ugly, but I have good moments. So the first one was Okros playing dad with the mace to the table as I'm like barrel pushing this guy's sausage. Just fantastic. Like I got the whole image through it. There's just like I wish I could animate.
Don't we all? We have so many good clips from this fucking campaign.
Yeah. I guess the yoink and yeet thing would have been a bad for my character, but I was so here for it. To the point I got yelled at for screaming. Worth it though. It's okay.
Worth.
Nice.
And then I really like the whole story on hold thing that you did for Nameless here at the end, because I'm like, I don't fucking know what to do here. Like I was sitting there thinking about it the entire session, and I just could not come up with anything that I liked. So I mean that kind of works. Like I was trying to intertwine like my brother with something, and I'm like, what the fuck is that even gonna do? Like how am I gonna do that? And yeah, so what you came up with is definitely better than anything I had. I mean, I guess that would be an ugly because going to be MIA for a little bit.
It happens, but that's why I was like, what would Nameless be doing? Like, what would he feel is important enough to him that he would go with being called out from his team? Like, what would be such a high priority? And it's like, oh, we found a guy who is in charge of making the wardens, and we're gonna have you try and take a pot shot at Crom to kind of take him off the board. It's like, yeah, that's on that list. That's up there.
Yeah, it would definitely be on that list. I was gonna try to like up the waterworks by giving Creed something, but I don't really have anything in my inventory. And I was thinking maybe one of the red tipped rounds, since like one of the first things that we did together was he threw that fucking, what was it? It was a grenade or something, right?
He threw the barrel in the air.
The barrel. And it was like Nameless, and then I just shot it with a red tipped round and blew up like all the zombies and shit. I was gonna give him one of those, but I'm like, that's kind of dumb. But whatever. But yeah, so that's my stuff.
All right, Mr. Nez.
I definitely enjoyed watching Creed try to fly. That was I was like, Creed always backfires on this. Let's see how this is gonna play out.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was definitely funny, the wind wall. Just nope.
Just you lost sight of him, and you're just like, oh god, it's flinging a potion at you. Yeah.
Shit.
The way it was described in the book was like to have maps out where it talks like I'm sitting in front of like a whiteboard to kind of draw these things out for you guys, or like have like a very basic like. They're like, oh, you can print these out, you can have them out. I'm like, that's great. I'm doing a digital D&D game. That's not how that works. So I'd have to either like rebuild it, or I'd have to like try and put something very basic together. And I was like, you know what? We're just gonna do Mind's Eye Theater, and a lot of these like chase scenes that were really convoluted, I was just made them really fucking simple. Because it was just like, oh, yeah, roll on this table, roll on this table, roll on this table. And I'm like, anything they fight, it's just gonna be a waste of turns, because some of them are like AC 10, 8 hit points, because they're just people. They're just dudes. So it's like you could Okros could just like backhand them and knock them unconscious. Like it's just it was to the point I was like, it's not gonna be worth it for them to try and like deal with this. So it's gonna be like, fight scene montage and then nothing. Because I was just like, no, we're gonna get them to the things that actually matter.
Fair.
And I would say for the last thing, like the willingness of letting Okros throw me up, and then just seeing Hold get big and go, shit, we got a problem.
Just this will be fine. Just oh shit, guys.
We got a problem. Move then.
Get cat missile.
Yep.
All right, and then Mr. Okros.
Both the contest of strength, being able to talk him down afterwards, because that would have sucked to have to beat him up. And definitely, I really enjoyed just because me and Nez had an idea at the exact same time at the bottom of the ladder, but he had a different idea. But I was like, fastball special, and he was like, that's not what I was thinking, but I'm down for it.
That's not what it was, but hell yeah, let's go. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Love that goofy shit.
It was good. I enjoyed the session. It was unfortunate that we weren't able to hold the sand down, but he was being an unreasonable prick. So
yeah, that's also the context of like the one-shot module that was in there, which is kind of like he's not going to listen. He's just being kind of a dude.
And hey, I got a fancy hat out of it.
You did get a fancy hat out of it. But yeah, so for my good, bad, and ugly is my good was that this is the first time I got to actually use the random encounter book that Carson got me. So this having one shots like right in the front of the book, I was like, oh, I was looking through, I was like, oh, maybe we could mix it up today, because I kind of had an idea what you guys could go do, but as what you did last time, like Demiosian wasn't really under threat. And I was like, let's try and find something that's be like RP or something that's kind of more of a time killer, something that's kind of just not the normal shit we do. And so I decided, I was like, and then when Rage said that it's going to be like his last session because of what life's coming at him, I was like, fuck it, let's do something weird and off the cuff. And so just kind of threw that in as like an impromptu session to kind of just put you guys through it. And was like, oh yeah, this is meant for players level 1 through 5. I was like, yeah, this is good. Whoops. We'll be able to do this in 2.5 hours. Well, this will be fine. It'll be fine. They'll breeze through it.
It was a good choice.
Yeah. It's one of those things of like the time sink would have been just like the multiple combats that you would have been sucked into. That's what would have taken the longest. Just because of like the way it was put up, even at y'all's level, it would be like, oh, all right, initiative roll, or like, do you get surprise round? And just like they're gonna punch you and not be able to do fucking shit about it because their DCs are low and their hits are low. So it's like maybe one of them would have gotten a good hit on you, maybe one of them would have caused a problem, like maybe one of you would have failed your save against the Banshee and gotten knocked unconscious, but like, okay, one of you gets knocked unconscious and then gets immediately brought back up by your teammate, and then you beat the shit out of them because they have an AC of 10 and 8 hit points. So you just fucking punch them in the face and they just go out, and it's like, all right, you did it. Congratulations. So it was just kind of like a hit and miss. Yeah, but I was happy with it. I thought that the fact that it had the games, I was like, that's going to be funny to kind of play with. Do you guys want to know what the potions would have done if you had failed your con saves?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, it's called the High Price of Free Stuff, was the name of the part. The encounter variant was that after you guys did the things you did, depending on what potion you took, there was a different thing that happened. Everyone had to make the DC 12 con save. You guys all saved it. Even one of you got really close, but all of you saved it. Okurus with a Jolly Giant Strength Potion, you would have found everything hilarious, and the start of each of your turns make a Wisdom saving throw of 10 or fall prone in a giggle fit.
Oh no.
Oh, that's great.
Oh dear.
The Elvish Aiming one, if you had failed it, the creature's disadvantage on all saving throws as their vision is so keen they are overwhelmed. So that would have been for Nez. No one took the Rock in a Hard Place potion, which would have given you a +1 to your AC and 40 temp hit points. It would have made your flesh start to feel like it's burning from the inside, suffering 20 points of acid damage and 2 points of exhaustion.
Oh god.
Which, if you're a level 1 character, would kill you outright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not great. The Brain Booster Serum, none of you took that. That's the intelligence one. The creature's synapses are firing so fast they can't focus. They get a -5 to charisma and disadvantage on concentration saves.
God, it just gives you ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sage Wisdom Potion for Mr. Nameless. You would have aged 100 years, and your movement would be reduced by half, and their intelligence reduced by 2 as senility set in.
Oh
So I would have
no.
been dead because of a cat.
It would be a magical 100 years. You would just be a very old man. You'd just be like, who are you?
Where is that, Sonny?
Yeah,
That would have been so good to roleplay, though.
Oh yeah, a lot of these would have been great to roleplay.
You instantly get one of those like Looney Tunes like hearing horns. It just appears in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the wooden like cane stick thing.
Yeah.
With a long ass fucking gray beard. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the one that Creed took, the Potion of Fiery Charisma. The creature's tongue moves so rapidly that each time they speak, small flames shoot out, dealing 1d6 fire damage to anyone directly in front of them.
Dude, I'm gonna be real.
That
That
would've
doesn't sound. That doesn't sound bad. That sounds funny.
That sounds hilarious, especially coming from a tiefling. A red tiefling, to be specific.
So like,
it matches.
you attack me, you catch on fire. You make me talk, you catch on fire.
Yeah.
Like, there's no downsides to this.
It just would have been funny if all of them
You
procced
literally
at
shit
once.
talk them and it hurts them.
It just would have been funny if all of it happened at once, because you would have had Okros trying not to laugh himself into a coma. You would have had Nameless acting super old, not be able to move with the hearing horn. You would have had Nez just not being able to unsee things, like he'd be seeing like just things that no one should ever see as he's just over focused, and then you have Creed who'd be spitting hot fire everywhere as he was talking.
So here's the question for you, Mr. Dia.
Yeah.
If I'm speaking and my tongue literally makes fire, is it better for me to roll a 20, or is it better for me to roll a 1 if apparently I talk and I literally catch people on fire? Which one's better?
That's a hard question.
That's
That's a
one
hard
hell of a
question.
pendulum.
Yeah, that is a pretty big pendulum. But yeah, but it's I enjoy this, definitely making it a more lighthearted and weird pathway for our one that we won't be seeing Mr. Rage for a minute, to kind of good as a good send off as we welcome in our other team member that will be holding the fort down while he's away, taking care of business across the pond. And so with that, that's all I have. It was good to kind of do everything, especially spur of the moment, but always fun, always entertaining. A lot of good stuff kind of came out of it. You guys did a lot of fun stuff. I liked playing Presto, doing
Presto
my
was good
auctioneer
too,
talk.
yes.
Yes.
I really wanted. I just wanted Okros so hard just to punch him in the side of the head. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Would punch Presto and just kill him immediately.
Presto change on. I'm like, he says it one more time. I'm just gonna ask Okros to punch him in the side of the head. Cause I understand his character, but like it was like every fourth word was the phrase "Presto changeo." He'd be like, "I'm
He's a
going to the bathroom,
salesman.
Presto changeo."
Did you like the fact of like it's just Presto, Presto? Oh God, it's over! Like, just...
It's like, thank God.
I forgot to mention it, but Presto was a good character. I enjoyed that.
Presto changer! Oh God, there's more of them! Oh God! The person who wrote this book is very funny, and it worked very well with my improv style, so it all kind of circled back. But that is all I have. I appreciate all of you being here and being a part of this, including my players. It has been an absolute blast, and it's something that I have been having issues of trying to get myself back into the motivation of, because it's been just difficult some days to really kind of push myself to do things, especially kind of doing this by myself and then trying to help out other groups that are just way more successful than I am. It just kind of fucking happens. But yeah, but you guys definitely make it a lot more fun, and make it just really interesting and really great to be a part of. So thank you all for being here. And so we are going to, we're going to probably raid out here to somebody. I don't know who to raid to. We could go to Groovy, or we could go to Gigi. Gigi's doing something. What the hell is she doing?
Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, apparently.
That's definitely a title of all time.
That is a title.
That is some old school ass MMO she's playing.
Oh yeah, no, that is.
Damn.
Hell. All right. So we'll just raid in here because it'll be fun. So, But yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of it. Enjoy your time doing other stuff. Enjoy your time with me. Go back and look at the VODs. Go check the YouTube and the archive and everything else in between. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. We will probably skip on the next one because the next one's going to be the 27th, which I know I'm going to have stuff going on, and it's going to be right after Christmas for us American folks. So that will, if I have time that day, it's probably just going to be a gaming day, even though it's supposed to be a D&D day, and then we'll start up in January. So, but we'll cross the bridge when we get there. I'll send you guys alerts and such when the time comes. But other than that, bye-bye, everybody. Have a nice one, and thank you for being here.
Pleasure having you.
Bye.